Did you see they opened up the bridge to Sanibel yesterday with like hundreds of utility trucks? That is unbelievable.
That was faster than they thought.
The elevator in our lobby is taking like a month to fix.
Yeah.
Incredible when you saw that causeway damage on the bridge to Sanibel on, I think, both ends of the causeway. And then, just unbelievable damage to that bridge. And they celebrated yesterday afternoon a whole convoy of trucks. Did I see like a couple of hundred utility trucks? The electric trucks that you find so exciting, Roxanne. They traveled across to Sanibel.
And that's why she finds them exciting, MJ, because she has that sense of security, sense of relief and rescue that they bring.
Okay, Fester.
That's why.
Thank you. No, you read my mind. That's
I'm
exactly
just
right.
expanding on her.
That's exactly right.
all
Thank
right,
you.
Fester.
No.
Fetishes.
Well, it's more fetish-like, at least how Roxanne had presented to this to us years ago.
Oh, it is.
And when I say years ago, you realize that the MJ Morning Show has been back in our second incarnation now for over 2 years. That's right. It was very early on into the process that somehow this came up in conversation that Roxanne got a tingle when. How do you want me to put it? You relayed to us that you were like turned on by the convoys of electric trucks when you see them on the road.
Getting an excited feeling when you see convoy trucks is not necessarily in the same family as having a kink for those trucks.
I described it as a kink one time.
No,
okay, one
describe it as a
time.
kink.
I'm sorry.
No. I just like that. I get kind of a rush when I see them drive by. The same way you would on like a roller coaster or something.
I'm just telling you what you relayed to us, the way that we took it, and that's what's always stuck. So I don't know if that's ever going to change. Oh, my, guys, I am so busted up. I am so busted up here. I heard last night that Blake Shelton is leaving The Voice.
Oh, no.
All right,
You're guys still on that show?
Oh, my God.
You're making a joke now, but if you're a fan...
Near, far, wherever you are.
He doesn't sing that.
My heart, no, I'm just, I'm saying my heart will go on, even though
Wherever he goes.
Even though Blake Shelton is leaving, I'm just saying that my heart will go on. I'm very busted up about this thing. I can't tell you when I've ever watched more than a minute and a half of The Voice.
It's actually a really good show. I like that. Whenever I get sucked into that, I enjoy it.
I just have not been sucked into that. So 23 seasons. It clearly has not been on the air since like 1999. All right. So what are the Voice is one of those shows where they'll do like a fall season and then like a spring season, right? Is that how it?
So every year they'll put out 2 winners, and they rack up the seasons that way.
All right, so
And you don't like how they do the spinny thing in the chair? Doesn't that give you goosebumps when they spin around in the chair?
I want that thing to malfunction and fling somebody.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Every so often, if it
the
did that.
chair malfunctioned and it flung Blake Shelton into the audience.
I mean, if you want to get me to watch.
Or up into the lights, up into the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
I want the chair to malfunction and, catch on fire as well. Yes, Andrew.
Do you remember the game show on MTV Remote Control?
I do.
Okay,
Yes.
have one of those chairs.
Yeah, that's because the chair used to like fling back into the wall, right? It used when they removed the contestant, right? When a contestant lost, the chair like flew back, and you were literally taken out of the studio. You were out of the room, right?
Wasn't Colin Quinn on that show?
I think
Yes, he
Colin,
was.
He was like the
host.
No, he was
No,
the
he was
snarky
like
guy.
the- yeah.
I think the host was Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probst? No, he's the Survivor
Yeah,
guy.
that's Survivor guy.
Is that where he started?
No, it wasn't him. It was some other nerd.
I think Jeff Probst started on MTV. I may be wrong.
Ken Ober.
Ken Ober.
Ken Ober, yes. Right.
And the musical director on the show was a gentleman named Steve Trekus.
And you know who that is?
Yes.
Who the hell is that?
That's Sue's brother, my producer.
Wait, is this a joke?
No, that's true.
That's really her brother?
Yeah, that was. I forgot about that.
Great.
That is a useless piece of trivia that I forgot about. All right, folks, we are just getting rolling. Hey, let me ask you a question. There is this so-called reunion tour. They're making a big splash. At least the news hit yesterday. This huge reunion tour, and I was thinking, does this band really qualify as one that you go, oh my God, I never thought I'd see this again. There's a huge reunion tour. Oh my God, yes, yeah. All right,
Actually, yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I'm
I
excited
hope
about it too.
don't say it yet. I'll tell you what. I want to know if you're thinking.
People my age, definitely.
I want to know if you're thinking what I saw yesterday. I want to know if we're on the same page here, because I just don't know if this qualifies as, oh my God, hell
It
has.
does. It
Really?
definitely does.
This qualifies as hell has frozen over. There's going to be a reunion tour. Oh my God.
Have you seen the commercial they put
All
out?
right, hang on a minute. Froggy, we got to figure this out. Let's see if you're talking about what I'm talking about. And folks, that is going to be next as we just get rolling here on a Wednesday. I want to welcome everyone to the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. One of our great sponsors on the 105 619. MJ here with Roxanne and Froggy, Fester. Did I say it's the MJ Morning Show? Well,
Did you see that?
it is. Well, see what?
Fester just sniffed Roxanne's hair.
First of all, I was asked.
Your face was in her hair.
I
dude.
was looking down.
No, I was
Oh my
asked.
god! I looked up. It looked like you were. Did you know he did that?
No, I told him.
She
I
asked
said,
me
I said
to
if
do
my
it.
hair smells different today, it's because it has
I thought
dye
I
in it.
saw you do the creepiest.
No.
I thought you.
Oh, I thought you were like Joe Biden for a minute. Like
Yeah.
sniffing somebody's hair.
I'm not opposed to sniffing hair, but Roxanne and I being in close proximity,
Yeah.
I get a whiff of her mane
Fester Biden.
as she goes back and forth. And today she just blurted out literally a minute ago.
Yeah.
She's, my hair probably smells really different today. Can you tell me if it does? I have a new product in it. And I was like, okay. And she just like kind of swung her head around and
Yeah,
kind of,
he didn't like get into my neck or anything. I was just hanging the ends of it down in his nose.
Smells lovely, Rox.
Yeah.
This is what we do over here in this corner.
I was looking down, so I didn't see it. And then Froggy obviously was just quickly disturbed.
I thought you
By-
were trying to take a quick sniff, like a creep.
Did you see me take my cup of coffee and sniff it first to cleanse my nasal palate? Like they do it like Sephora? Smell these coffee beans and smell this.
That's right.
What? What do they do?
Have you ever been to like Perfume Mania or something? And
No,
Yeah,
no, those places are an attack on my
hate those.
olfactory senses. All of those places with heavy scents.
Okay.
If even I walk by the store, if I'm in a mall, which is very infrequently that I'm in a mall, but if ever I walk by one of those stores with like Bath and Body Works, all those the scents and the perfumes that come out of there, I feel like I'm going into like convulsions or something.
All right.
It's too much. It's an assault on my nose. I can't do it.
Okay, so you could have just said, no, I don't go to those stores. But
No, I don't go to those stores.
thank you. When you do, a lot of times when you're smelling multiple things, they give you like a cup of coffee beans to smell.
They give you like a cup of
Oh,
coffee
or
beans,
some-
or they give you a cup of
I think
coffee
they have
beans.
other things that are very fragrant, but coffee beans might be one of them. I don't know.
Like what? Like liverwurst?
All right, smell,
Like sardines? What do they give you to sniff?
smell this liverwurst here, and then come back to this clinique.
So they're trying to get you to cleanse your palate. So sometimes, like if you're ever at a fancy restaurant, I don't know if they do this anymore, but when I was a kid, I was at some fancy schmancy restaurant. I was with my parents and my grandparents. I don't even know where the hell we were, but this made an impression on me. It was a multiple course dinner, and in between one of the dinners, they brought out some sorbet or some sherbet. And it was like a little bitty scoop, and that was to cleanse your palate. And as an adult, I've never been to a place where they brought something out to cleanse your palate.
Did you say sherbet?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you say sherbet?
Sherbet.
Sherbert.
No, it's not sherbet.
I always call it sherbet too.
There's no R. It's sherbet. SHE.
Doesn't sound right.
I'm sorry. There's not a second R. It's sherbet. SHERBET. It's not sherbert.
I say sherbet.
I'm not sure.
But that's wrong.
I'm not sure, Bert, about that.
That's wrong. That's why.
But it just-
Guys, how did we get derailed here?
Because Roxanne's hair smells really nice today.
Oh
and
my
different
God!
than it did
I've got to
yesterday.
talk about the Froggy thing to see if we're on the same page.
Oh yeah, you do. Okay, but I do want to tell you the coffee beans. I googled it. It's true. It does cleanse your nose palate. And
Okay.
yeah,
So I sniffed my
Fester's
cup
correct.
of coffee. She said, "Can you smell my hair? Tell me if it smells different than yesterday."
All right,
And I
so
was like,
Roxanne, you asked Fester to sniff your hair.
I wanted to warn him. I didn't want him
Hold
to
on.
sit.
Does it smell different from yesterday? You sniffed her hair yesterday?
No.
Her hair is very aromatic, and just by virtue of her walking by me,
Swishing.
I'm in proximity to her follicle aromas.
So that sounds gross. But anyways, I just wanted to prepare him. I didn't want him to sit through all day show today and say, what is that smell that's different? And I
what's
identified
the
it.
smell in
'Cause I
your
have
hair? Does
I
it
have-
smell like rotting fish? Does it
No.
smell like a Denny's
No.
dumpster in July?
All right.
What's wrong with your hair?
No.
So, do you remember a couple of days
yeah.
ago, Roxanne gave us some options as to what she can do to her hair, highlight wise? One was called chunky ribbons. The other one was called
Slut streaks.
streaks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you get your hair done?
I did.
I can't tell
I
anything
know.
different.
You guys can't tell anything. It's okay.
I can't see anything different with your hair.
Froggy's colorblind. So
It looks,
Fester,
Tell you what I want you to do. I want you to do 11, like from Stranger Things. Do
Shave
an 11 haircut. Would you do that? Oh, that'd be a great bit. Would you shave your hair?
Yeah, shave your
Maybe.
head.
No.
Yeah, it's great. Like,
Maybe not.
like maybe 50 or
All
75
right,
views
listen,
on YouTube.
I'm moving along. I got to do what I said we were going to
Yeah,
do
let's
here.
do it.
All right. What did I say? How did I put this? I said something to the effect.
You said that,
Yep.
really, do we really want to call this a reunion? Like we never thought this was going to happen again? Something like that?
I saw stories, I saw news reports, and it's like the second coming. And they even put out like a promo video, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, I can't!" They're getting back together. It's a reunion tour. And when you think about a reunion tour, you think about a band, and yeah, it's a band. So, Froggy, what was I exposed to yesterday? Where I'm like, wait a minute, okay, if you're a big fan, this is great, but should this really be built up like, oh my God,
it
this
should.
is. All right, what am I talking about?
The reunion of the Blink 182 band?
No!
What?
No! Dixie's Midnight Runners, who did Come On Eileen.
They're back together?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Yes, you are correct, Froggy.
Okay, good. I thought so.
Blink 182.
There's a lot of people who love that band.
Yeah, they had like one hit.
No, they did
They-
not.
they had like
like
one-
3.
They had like one radio hit, I think.
All right.
They had plenty of radio hits. What do you know?
All right, you are of a certain age, MJ,
Yeah.
to where you were not the primary Blink 182 crowd.
I like Blink 80. Don't get me wrong.
Right. I like them too, but
Blink 182, not Blink 82.
I think Blink 82 is fantastic.
I like Blink 181. 181, 182, whatever it takes,
If they wanted to come back all new, they'd be Blink 183.
183. Yeah.
But there's a large amount of people in their probably early 40s and 30s now who loved Blink 182. I'm like,
I found a story here. During his time away
love
from the group, I guess Tom DeLonge?
Yeah, he's been searching for aliens.
What?
really?
Yeah, he's been like an alien. He's been big with, you know how the government's basically saying, okay, there are aliens out there now and UFOs?
Who said that? Kamala? I mean, I haven't heard the government come out and say,
Yeah, they showed the flying thing and then it turns. MJ, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
hang on. I just found something else.
the government
All right,
issued a press release on
Well,
extraterrestrials.
hang on. I just found an additional story here that Tom DeLonge from Blink 182, that while he was away, he's committed much of his time to the study of aliens, UFOs, and conspiracy theories.
Yes.
He founded the company To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences in 2015 and was the executive producer behind the History Channel series Unidentified: Inside America's UFO Investigation.
He's been deep into that stuff. And then the other guy, Mark Hoppus, had cancer for like a couple of years.
Wow. Anyway,
The other guy almost died in a plane crash.
they've announced the Blink 182 World Tour commencing in March, and it all kicks off in
What's he doing?
He's doing the Mexican hat dance.
Hey, Andrew, do we have that in the computer? Can you actually play the real music?
Starting in
If
Mexico?
you have it.
Is it starting in like Mexico City or something? Or?
It starts in Tijuana.
Whoa.
Oh.
I think the opening act is a donkey show.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's gross.
Stay away from that one.
All right, I'm just asking the question seriously. I like Blink 182, but the way this was presented, it's like, oh my, it's like the Beatles are getting back together, and that John Lennon and George Harrison have risen, and
Oh my God, you guys are alive.
yes,
Listen,
and
Blink 182, when I was in college, man, they were it. That's all we listened to.
and they're coming to Tampa.
Now they're like 60 and they're coming back for $100 million
No,
each.
they're not 60. How old's Travis
I don't
Barker?
know. I'm sure they're like,
He just married a Kardashian.
Yeah,
What?
he
Oh,
can't be
that's
that
right.
old. I
Oh.
forgot about that. That's right.
no, they're all in their 40s.
They're
Probably
coming to
50.
Tampa on July the 10th. I don't know what night that is. Can you see? Can you look at a calendar and tell
What is
me?
it? What is it? July the
July
10th?
the 10th
Oh,
of next
yeah.
year.
Next year. Okay,
Yeah,
let me get to
July 10th, 2023.
that. While I'm finding that, do you know that Travis and his wife, his Kardashian wife, I forget which one it is, or Jenner, I can't
It's
remember.
Courtney.
Courtney
yes.
Kardashian. They don't live together. They're married, but they don't live together.
Why is
July-
that?
They just haven't done it yet. They live in separate houses. And
Really?
they're
They
married.
haven't done it yet?
They haven't moved in together
Oh,
yet.
I thought they haven't had sex or something.
Still waiting for marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
no,
they're married.
They're married. Yeah.
They are married, but all right, so
July 10th is a Monday.
Oh, what a terrible
What?
night.
Yeah.
Oh my, you know what? That's like Halloween this year is on a Monday. That
Yeah.
sucks.
I'll be sick the next day.
Halloween is on a Monday. That the worst freaking day of the week for Halloween. And you know what that means? That means that Halloween is going to be on weekdays for like the next 5 years?
That sucks.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well,
5 years. You're
unless,
right.
Unless it's like a leap year, so I don't know if we have a leap deal going
Yeah, we'll
on
have a leap year in there.
in the deal.
Yeah.
But man, Halloween's on a Monday. Blink 182 is coming to Tampa next July on a Monday.
What's up with that?
That's awful.
It's still going.
I'm not gonna go to a Monday concert at Amalie Arena.
You don't like them.
I'll just listen to this.
All the small things.
That's all. That's it. Hey, reunion tour right here,
There
right
it is.
now, ladies and gentlemen.
You'd be excited for Air Supply's reunion tour.
I would not be surprised.
You love Air Supply.
I don't like Air Supply. Anyway, I just didn't think this was that big of a deal. Oh, and then where's the video here? Play the video here. Listen to this.
This is a good video.
This is a video they put out about their coming, and it's a very aggressive tour. I mean, they have a lot of dates.
It's enormous.
Are they broke? It's almost like they need money.
Yeah, I'm
No,
sure they need
no.
money.
Are they broke?
It's the other side of the coin where they're making it while they can.
New Kids
All
on the Block style.
They put out this video yesterday, which is just packed with double entendre.
If I'm being totally honest, I cannot stop thinking about them coming.
I've tried hundreds of different ways to make them come.
Every night, I pray for them to come.
My husband and I would love to watch them come.
If they come, I'm getting hammered.
We would do anything to make them come.
That's right, honey. Anything.
If they come, I'm gonna explode.
Could you imagine all three of them coming?
That'd be sick.
If they're gonna come, I better start stretching.
Wait until
Guy with his bat.
Kids, they're coming.
Oh, they're gonna come! Guys, they're gonna come! They're gonna come!
They're coming!
They're finally coming! I ain't that cool, little fuck.
All right, so there you go. It's Blink 182 is coming. World tour, new album, new song. A new song called "Edging" is coming out on the 14th.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like all this double entendre stuff here. So
I'm a fan of that song.
Blink 182 is.
You've heard it?
I mean, it's serious. It's like they're presenting this as one of the greatest bands of all time. They're not one of the greatest bands of all
Oh,
time.
who's better?
Listen, Blink 182 is good. I like them, but I don't know. This is kind of hyped up a little too much. I think the hype job is a little over the top, is what I'm saying.
All right, what other 90s band would you like to see reunionize?
Yeah, who?
Blues
Nickelback?
Travelers? Yeah. Oh, well, Nickelback hasn't broken up.
Blues Traveler.
Collective Soul.
Yeah.
Oasis.
The Real McCoy.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Another night, another dream. And dun, 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 dun,
It's like a
dun.
vision of love that seems to be true.
Isn't that Real McCoy?
Really?
Yeah.
Aren't they like some kind of foreign band also? I don't even think they're an American band, Real McCoy. And I got a big pile of early morons in the news, ladies and gentlemen, next. All right, so morons in the news in minutes. Hey, if your air conditioning goes... Let's do some early morons in the news. And I am quite happy with today's pile. All right, no particular order here, so not in the order of importance, just idiots, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Roxanne, you sent me this story. I had the story. I've seen this thing now for a couple of days. And I would probably go down there and strangle these people if they scared the crap out of my kids.
Oh, I saw this. Was this an over the weekend story? I think it was.
Yeah, I think I saw it over the weekend.
Yeah. I clicked on the video and I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Why would they do this? I mean, to children. It's icky.
Daycare workers put on those scream masks. You know, those I don't know,
kind of melty
like
faces.
Salvador Dali looking. It's the scream mask. It's the white mask, and it's kind of melty looking. It's kind of It just has like a drawn out stretch. It's the scream mask.
Okay.
So
my kids got that mask. They love that mask.
Well, then why would you be upset if they did this to your kids in daycare?
Because my kids are macabre.
Yeah, well, hold on. It's one thing for kids to play with something, and it's another thing for an adult to put it on and scream at it.
Yes, exactly. It's the presentation. It's the way it was done.
I agree with that. I was just asking a question because Roxanne just blurts out the weirdest stuff, like my kids have scream masks. Your kids are 2 and 5, and they've got spooky masks.
They have spooky masks.
How did how did your kids ever get exposed to the spooky scream mask in the first place? They're 2.5 and 5.
Their dad. So he took them.
Oh my God!
He let them get that scream. The 5-year-old got that scream mask, and then there's a Game Master mask. Have you seen that one too?
What's it? What
the Game Master?
The Game Master.
Oh, Game Master.
Well,
my God! So Doug, the baby daddy, Dig Doug, your 9-year or 10-year fiance, Dig Doug, got your little kids scream masks?
Yeah, it was really weird because I went to brunch on Sunday and I was like, okay, why don't you take the kids? We need more decorations for the yard, right? I said, take them to Home Depot, get them some more decorations. And so he instead...
like garden hoses and bolts?
Like spider webs and stuff like that.
Home Depot, they sell the giant skeleton.
Okay, Home Depot is now your official Halloween yard craft
Hold on,
center.
It's like Party City?
No, they don't sell like paper plates and streamers, but they sell all the big lawn ornaments.
I know that. We've talked about that.
And that's what Roxanne's talking about.
Last year, I saw they have the giant skeleton thing. That's like 2 years running now. This is like the 3rd year. So the giant lawn skeleton. Then also they had some kind of like grave display where like the gravestone was like making noises and stuff. And there were a couple of other like animated or motion activated devices that I saw at Home Depot last year. So your kid.
Mm-hmm. So instead of taking them to Home Depot, they went to an actual Halloween shop with spooky, scary stuff.
Yeah.
And they came home with a Scream mask and a Game Master mask. And my 2-year-old wears the
Sounds like you're saying Gay Master.
It really is.
Game Master.
It's not a soft M.
Right.
Okay. So my 2-year-old wears the Game Master face around the parking lot of her preschool. And I'm
that's
like,
great.
Doug, I don't think that's appropriate.
That's fantastic.
And Doug.
And the Gay Master.
And Doug.
So Roxanne and Doug, the fiance, who is with Derek Jeter more than Roxanne these days. I thought I'd point that out.
Well,
again,
it's nice golfing weather now.
And Doug.
Of course, that's not to be confused with
And Doug. And Doug. And Doug. And Doug.
You guys had enough of that yet?
Yeah, I have.
Hold on.
I gotta get a cup of coffee.
Fester just took his headphones off and slammed them on the counter.
Law of diminishing returns.
All right, let me get to the story here. So 4 daycare workers in Mississippi scared the crap out of little kids. They've been fired after they scared the kids with those scream masks.
Oh, come on.
They did it at least twice, once last month and then again last Tuesday. And they'd walk around with the mask and get right into the faces of these little kids. It's at a daycare center. This is at Lil Blessings Child Care. The owner said she knew nothing about it. The 4 employees involved have been fired. They might even be able to face charges here. Local authorities might charge them with, what would the charge be?
Some kind of endangerment or abuse?
Maybe
abuse.
Maybe some child endangerment or some type. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. Hey, Andrew, were you able to pull any of the audio of the kids getting scared? All right, listen to this. This is audio of the 4 workers at a little kiddie daycare center putting on the Halloween scream masks and scaring the bejesus out of these kids. Listen.
Jeez.
You better be good.
And the kids are going, ah! And then you hear the lady say, one of the daycare where you better be good.
She insane?
I just remember I watched this, but I didn't want to listen to the kids cry, so I turned the volume down. That's terrible.
Poor babies.
That's
awful.
Awful, terrible, no good, really bad story. And now the 4 daycare workers have been fired, and it's possible that local authorities could hit them with charges.
Aren't you like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Yeah, no.
Like,
These people are angry at the children. They're like, you better be good.
Jeez,
That's
they
so
don't need to be
weird.
teachers.
That's terrible. Andrew, is that the extent of the screaming? Did we get a good taste? Or is
There's a little more.
I don't want to hear
Okay,
any
all
more.
right,
This
I
is
know what it
torture.
sounds like.
Let's hear some more. Go ahead.
Really?
No.
All right.
That's terrible.
Women are driving in their car lactating right now because of that.
Oh, hold on. Did you say women are in their car lactating?
Yeah, because when you hear babies crying.
Why would you kids are getting
Lactating. Wait a minute.
Because you feel terrible for the kids.
I want to go to the phones on that.
So you feel bad for the kids that are being scared with scream masks and they're going to start lactating?
I mean, if they're nursing their kids, yes, it can happen.
Okay, hold on.
100%.
I need one person to call in right now who's lactating while they're
I
driving.
just ruined my sweater.
Thanks for nothing, MJ. My blouse is ruined now. Gotta stand at the damn bank teller line all day.
Yeah, I just would not associate that audio with lactating.
Of all the
Because you
things.
feel bad for the kids.
I hope they throw the book at those instructors, teachers, daycare center workers, whatever the hell they're called.
Heartless.
That's terrible. Hey, we were speaking about the giant, huge, 12, 13-foot skeleton that they sell at Home Depot, which has been a hot commodity. And I saw this, a woman, I don't know if they found her yet. I saw this a couple of days ago. A woman is wanted for ripping off a skeleton arm from one of those decorations. It was set up outside of a restaurant. There's a tiki bar and a restaurant called Woosong Road, and it's up in Massachusetts. And their security cameras caught a woman outside, and this woman ripped off one of the bony arms and left with it. Just took one of the arms of the giant skeleton display from the restaurant. So there's surveillance footage. You can see there's a guy that's taking photos of the woman standing next to the skeleton, and then he gestures for her to let's go. Come on, let's get out of here. But then she yanks one of the skeleton bone arms off and then walks away with the damn thing. Just pulls the arm off, and they take off. So now the Woosong Road Tiki Bar and Restaurant in Massachusetts, they say, we want our arm back. They're offering a $100 reward for anyone who has any information that will help facilitate the return of their skeleton arm. The owner says the skeleton was not cheap. It's one of these 12-foot Home Depot-like skeletons. And he says we're hoping that somebody will tip off the police or tip them off so they can get their skeleton arm back. I don't know if you can go to home. Is there a parts list? You know, like some toys, if you lose something, there's a parts list.
What are they going to do with that arm is the question.
Yeah, what if you could just order the arm bone?
I need a pinky and a thumb.
Yeah. So, all right, man, we have just put a little scratch into the morons in the news. Folks, can you believe that the morons in the news get even more intense?
No, I don't believe it. You're lying.
Well, hang on. You'll find out next. We're back in just a couple of minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. MJ Morning Show. MJ here with Froggy Fester and Roxanne. And what are your hand signals and gestures to Froggy all about there, Fester? Yes?
You don't want to know.
No, I do want to know.
You don't.
No, you just had like an annoyed...
No, I mean,
Hold on a sec. Andrew just said in my ear, you don't... So you're saying you don't want to know. Andrew just says in my ear,
no, he knows
you
different.
don't...
Andrew knows different information. My comment to Froggy, Andrew, had nothing to do with what you witnessed.
What?
No, MJ, during the commercial break, you and Andrew had the nerdiest conversation in the world. I was like, you're talking about routers and this and that.
No, I was talking about my Wi-Fi at my house went out.
I'm
and
listening to you guys talk about connections, and I'm like, and I walk in, I'm like, are these nerds done talking now? And then Froggy's like, yeah, they're done finally. I'm like, good.
No, I'm just, listen, this is some good advice. If something doesn't work, pulling the plug fixes like 95% of the problems. So with our electronic world and all the electronic crap, just doing a reboot, pulling the power, resetting, that fixes like 97% of the crap that happens. Now, I had a Wi-Fi problem yesterday, and I've got that new Orbi Wi-Fi in the house. I've had it for almost a year when it first came out, the latest, greatest, their premium one, and it works really, really well. I've had pretty good luck with that thing after I've had Wi-Fi issues in my house for a while, and I finally got the latest Orbi, like 9000 series, whatever, and covers, a lot of square footage, and it's good for penetration and all that. Don't think I'm saying anything dirty there. But I come home and the Wi-Fi is busted. It's not working. I'm like, what is going on here? This hasn't happened. And all my devices that are on Wi-Fi, nothing worked. And I'm like, all right, let me just pull the power cycle. And boom, came back up. And that was the conversation I was having with Andrew, that recycling the power, rebooting, pulling the plug, plugging it back, that fixes like 97% of whatever's going on out there. That is a rule. That is a law of physics.
I got up and left right in the middle of it. You guys are talking about wire connection. I'm like, oh,
I
God.
take it to the bank. All right, morons in the news, chunk number 2. Did you read about the Florida kid that body slammed the police officer at school?
Oh, no.
I mean, for a 15-year-old kid, to actually body slam a cop?
You're talking about like a WWE type body slam?
Dude, this happened over in St. Cloud. So what, like Kissimmee, St. Cloud area, right?
Yeah. I mean, usually when you started and you said the kid who body slammed the police officer, I'm thinking like, when you think of kid, you think of small, but 15-year-olds, they can be big nowadays.
Oh, no doubt about it. But
or any day.
As kids are getting ready to go to school, any kids that are driving with their parents or whatever, listen, the MJ hot tip of the day is don't body slam a police officer, your school resource officer. Just a little hot educational tip for you here.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, student was arrested for picking up a police officer and slamming him to the ground during a fight, according to the St. Cloud Police Department here in Florida. Officer was separating 2 students from fighting when another student who was not involved in the fight walked up to the officer, grabbed the officer by the neck. The student then pulled the officer away from the fight, and the officer attempted to control the student with the least amount of force possible, but then the student picked the officer up and slammed the cop to the ground.
All right.
A school administrator, a school resource officer, and other students intervened, were able to get control of this maniacal, crazed student until other cops arrived. Student was arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence. This is nuts. Man, I tell you what, you better get a hold of this kid. You better scare this little bastard straight at 15 years old. Tell you what, you charge him as an adult. Can they, in Florida, is there an age? I should know this, but I mean, we've done enough of these stories. But in Florida, at what age can you begin charging a teenager as an adult?
Hopefully it's 15.
Man, I would throw this kid in the slammer, throw this to like one of the Florida state prisons.
All right, so if this is an adult that did this, and it's someplace besides a school.
If an adult picked up a cop and body slammed, they go to prison for a couple of years, I'm sure. Yes, Rox.
Okay, I just found 13 states that have no minimum age for adult prosecution of children. That's
And-
what's in my head. So I just have to see if Florida's on the list. Can you just make it a list? Why does it have to be an art?
Oh,
okay,
my
hold on.
God. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, yes,
Florida
yeah.
have yep, Florida's on the list. No minimum age for the adult prosecution of children.
Like, you charge this guy, you charge this 15-year-old kid as if he's a 35-year-old guy. That's what you do here. That is unbelievable. Once again, if you're hauling a lot of drugs in your car, and I'm not talking about restocking the medicine chest at, CVS, Walgreens, or your local family-run pharmacy. No, if you're tooling around with 25 pounds of marijuana, you probably want to make sure you don't get pulled over for a traffic stop. Now, I know this is touchy. I don't want it to appear like I'm giving out advice to drug dealers or drug mules.
Just saying, use your indicators.
Well, I got another one of these local stories. These have happened a lot. You look at the last year, there's just been a bunch of these local stories. This is Clearwater, and this Clearwater dude and a 16-year-old boy, they had a large quantity of marijuana. They were pulled over on Friday night. The arrest affidavit says that Gerrico.
Which way does that go? I mean, both names sound cool.
Yeah, it's.
How's it spelled?
Tell me how you pronounce this. Gerricko.
It's like your
I
parents
think it's Gerrico.
They were split on names. Like mom wanted to name him Jerry.
Oh, you know what?
Maybe dad wanted to name him Rico.
You know what?
Or Gecko.
Maybe it's Jericho because of the biblical Jericho.
Just spelled a little differently?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with Jericho.
Gerricko. Jericho Gerald Wright, 21 of Clearwater, and the 16-year-old that was in the car with him, they were pulled over for a traffic violation. It wasn't turn signal. It wasn't speeding or weaving and swerving. All right, let me hone this in. It was more of an equipment violation. And this is even dumber. If you've got 25 pounds of marijuana in your car, they were pulled over for a traffic stop. It was an equipment violation. Any guesses on to what this might be?
I have a guess, and I just had this conversation.
Go.
Is it the license plate wasn't lit properly?
Oh, that's a good guess. Or you know what? They can pull you over if you have a license plate bracket that covers up any portion of the plate, like Sunshine State or Florida. You know, there are car dealers that put the brackets on like a new car.
Yeah, they're illegal.
Yeah, and you could have your license plate inside the bracket that the dealer put on when you bought a new car, and you can be pulled over because there are brackets that do not fit the statute that cover up too much of a license plate. Nope. Fester, good guess, but
the light on my Lincoln over the license plate's out.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, they're going to pull you over.
And they will. So at night, it's like the same as a taillight. You might have a taillight out at night. If the light that illuminates your license plate is out, that's a violation. What was that, Andrew?
I've been pulled over for that.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Were you ticketed or just warned?
I was warned, and the next day replaced the light.
Yeah, you just go to auto parts store and get a little bulb. Put it
Very
in.
They
responsible.
should have taken you downtown, Andrew.
Any other guess?
Equipment.
So not speeding, not an unsafe lane change.
LED lights underneath it or something?
No. All right, I'm just going to. Tint violation.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
Obviously, most states have rules as to how dark the tint can be on your car. So these boneheads have 25 pounds of marijuana in the car. 25 pounds.
Jeez,
and the windows were tinted too darkly, which precipitated the traffic stop. So during the stop, they pull them over for a heavy-duty tint, too dark on the windows. And as they're pulling them over, one of the Clearwater cops says, what smells like an enormous amount of cannabis coming out of this car?
Holy cow.
Police said the suspect admitted that there was, quote, a lot of marijuana in the car. So the cops asked him, hey, we smell marijuana. And then the guy just says, yeah, there's a lot of marijuana in here. 25 pounds. They searched the vehicle, 25 flipping pounds of marijuana inside the car. And this guy Wright, Gerald Wright, admitted that he paid $14,500 cash for the stash.
Jeez.
Bought it in Pinellas Park, and his tint was too dark.
Yeah.
What is he going to do with all that, sir?
The cops hit him with some snark.
Whoa.
This is for personal use, I swear.
It's all for personal.
Doesn't matter. You got 25 pounds of marijuana.
That's a lot.
Is this the kind of like drug conviction that they're like wiping off the books now? Like the marijuana?
Yeah.
No,
the
no,
federal-
20, no,
right.
25 pounds. No, that's not going to get wiped out.
But
Yeah.
19 pounds would?
Well, no, because that's distribute. No,
Okay, all right,
dude,
I'm asking.
it's personal use. And even then, with the whole, Biden announcement that they were going to pardon those with federal marijuana convictions.
Right.
The problem there is some of those individuals were distributing and were part of more serious crimes, and they had those crimes reduced.
Reduced, right.
So they're really getting like
Pretty fast.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know if listen, if you have a federal charge and it's like simple, you're smoking a joint, you got some small personal use stuff. All right. But it's those that might have had their charges reduced from really more serious things, and then suddenly they get to walk. I got a little bit of a problem with that. When we get back, has anyone ever used those Mr. Clean magic erasers?
Oh my God, my wife loves them. Those little like white pads.
Like spongy kind of.
They aren't absorbent, but they kind of get debris
Yeah,
off.
Yes.
Exactly. I almost want to try something here, but it could be a federal violation.
Well, it's a good.
Anybody intrigued? I want to try something with a Mr. Clean magic eraser, but it could be a. Hold on. Do you have one in the studio there? What? Oh, Andrew knows what I'm talking
But
about.
they're very efficient cleaners.
Yeah. Oh, and I've got some finger stories. Hey, this morning, the MJ Morning Show, we're giving you the finger. I got 2 finger items we got to talk about. All right, we're loaded, and we're back in a minute. Don't move. Oh, and next, ladies and gentlemen, we start the really long chunk of the MJ Morning Show. So every morning, a little after 7:20, we start 1 hour and 20 minutes nonstop, no interruption, and that's next. So don't move. Quality versus crappy. Next. What do you give me a face for?
I've never associated those two things with what we do.
No, it's quality entertainment, not crappy entertainment. All next. Right?
It
Uninterrupted.
makes sense now that you explained it like that.
On the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Hey, I want to talk about... I mean, oh my God, what is that?
That was a sign.
Yeah,
Dude, what are you doing?
I heard the sign.
All right, so
Oh my God.
my headphone volume control button is right near my stomach, and every time I lean forward,
Your fat stomach turned up the volume on your headphones. I turned the mics on.
yeah, because I have to pull my my headphones up, and then
Dude, you're making us sound like some kind of amateur hour radio show here. You're like squealing your headphones.
How far off are we from an amateur hour?
Speak for yourself there, Pally.
Okay.
I consider ourselves one of the best morning shows in America.
Well, yeah,
For like 20-something years running.
we're a little
So
amateur.
what? No, we're not. What are you talking about? Shut up. And stop with this. Don't put your head. That was just awful.
Okay, sorry, the headphone jack.
We've had
Harp on it
Holy
more. Go ahead.
crap. All right. You got the MJ. Man, I'm
All
excited
right.
to start our long segment here.
Oh,
All right. You got the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, I just got a WhatsApp message from Chloe.
from Scotland.
Yes. So my daughter Chloe is in Scotland. She's doing a whole year over at St. Andrews University. And Chloe must be listening either live this morning or she's catching up on the podcast from yesterday. And they're 5 hours up. So it's already, almost 12:30 in the afternoon over there. Chloe just sent me this. I just got to hold, on WhatsApp, you can send an audio message. So she sent this. All right, let me crank up my mic a little bit because I'm going to play this off of my phone. Here, listen to this.
Emu. And dog.
So Chloe just sent me this. Oh, man, I hit the wrong button. Hang on a minute. Let me try it again.
kind of like amateur hour.
Yeah, here we go. Shut
No,
up,
what?
Fester.
Come on.
Emu. And dog.
I'm playing off my phone. I hit the little arrow to
Just
play
like
it.
some amateur hack podcaster in his basement.
Yeah, we're like an amateur hack podcaster in the
I'm gonna
basement.
play this off my phone, so here we go.
You know what Chloe is listening to? Chloe obviously is hearing our take on
And Doug.
which is now
And Doug.
You know what's crazy is I just walked down the hall to get coffee.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get that out of my head. Like it just kept screaming in my head. So I think this is going to run its course quickly.
right, and of course Roxanne's perpetual fiance is Dig Dug, so hence
And Doug.
Okay. That
All
was
right.
fun.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, I got a couple of hot tips this morning here on the MJ Morning Show. And these hot tips include some fingertips. Also, if you're about to take the kids to school, a lot of schools have the car line, obviously. Let me start with this because it's 7:26 in the morning and you have your parents are getting ready to take kids to school. Here is just something you don't want to do at school. If you're a mom and you're in the car line, you don't want to threaten to blow up the school.
I thought you were going to say you don't want to talk on your cell phone.
No. Well, that's an etiquette thing. But,
Right.
yeah, if you want to potentially stay out of jail, don't threaten to blow up the school. So a woman over in Brevard County, 29-year-old Tiffany Marie Perozzi, over in Melbourne. Yeah, she was arrested and accused of threatening to beat up the school principal and then blow up the school because she was given a traffic ticket while she was in car line getting ready to pick up her kid after school.
I'm sure that threat will make them rescind the ticket, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wait, why was she issued a ticket in car line?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Mr. Amateur Hour. Now, according to the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, this Tiffany Marie Perozzi, by the way, Tiffany Marie is like it's all jammed together. It's Tiffany Marie. It's all, Tiffany Marie. It's not like two different. It's not two different. What are you laughing at?
It's just funny how you did that.
Her parents had never heard of spacing.
No, there's no spacing.
Or hyphens or anything.
No, the space bar was broken. All right, it didn't work. All right, so this Tiffany Marie was issued a traffic ticket by the school resource deputy, which of course it's either a local police officer, a city police officer, or it's a county deputy sheriff who's also the school resource officer, and they can write you a ticket. So she was issued a traffic citation and a trespass warning from the school because she caused a disruption. She was told that she would need to make other arrangements to have someone else pick up her kid. You imagine, you're such a pain in the ass that you're banned from Carline, that you can't pick up your kid at school? So, as you might imagine, based on her disruptive behavior and demeanor, Perosi did not take too kindly to the fact that she was being given a citation, according to the Facebook post by the Melbourne or the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. And then as a result, she threw the trespass warning out of the car window. She crumbled it up and threw it out onto the ground.
Nice.
And she proceeded to call the school's principal and threatened to punch and beat her butt. Quote, threatened to punch and beat her butt if she was not allowed to come on campus to pick up her child. When Perosi then realized that the threat to attack the school principal was not really doing the trick, she called 911 and said, I need someone to meet me at the school, and if someone don't help me get my child, I will blow this bitch up. That's not good.
No.
You probably don't want to call 911 and threaten to blow this bitch up. Can you imagine that? You imagine Brevard County Sheriff's Office, what's your emergency? Yeah, if I can't go to Carline, I'm going to blow this school bitch up.
Yes, what school is this at? Yes.
Yeah.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Anyway.
What's your name, ma'am?
The whole school was placed on lockdown.
Of course.
She was taken into custody. She's being held on a $22,500 bond. She was also transported to the Brevard County Jail for fleeing and eluding. So she tried to flee the scene. This woman, man, she's just piling this stuff up.
Most moms or dads, for that matter, do not like Carline. It's a huge pain. But so she should just try to look at the bright side and say she doesn't have to deal with that anymore. I mean,
there you go.
She's in jail.
Can't imagine anybody likes Carline.
What's better, Carline or jail? Hey, go to the phones right now. All right, 800-990. No, I'm kidding. What's better, Carline or jail?
A real jail or a Carline jail?
Some days it's close.
Yeah. How many of our listeners have been in jail but also pick up their kids in Carline?
So she calls 911.
Should we ask for that? Should we ask for any parents that are listening right now? And have you been in jail? And do you pick up your kid in Carline?
I think you'd be surprised. I think you have a number expectation in your head, and it will be so much more than what you think.
I'll tell you what. Spontaneous, baby. All right, let's go to the phones. Can we find anyone listening right now that has been in jail?
All right, define a length of term. I don't want somebody who got like a pop for one night. That doesn't count. A night in county doesn't count.
Yeah, not like some drunken disorderly or drunk in public when you were 22 in Ybor, okay?
You had to have served at least 3 months. Huh?
30 days.
30 days?
I'm going 30 days. Yeah, that's reasonable.
My roommate served 30 days.
Would your roommate serve 30 days? Oh, is that the financial crime?
No, that's the fake story I told. The financial crime's a fake story I told. My roommate was for eluding.
Oh, that's right, eluding the cops.
Yes.
All right. By any chance, before I move on here, is there anyone that has been in jail or prison? And prison is typically, it's like a year or more. So that's prison. Jail is like a year or less.
So over 30 days.
Or less than a year. All right. So have you been in jail and you also have kids and you've participated in Carline activities? What's worse? Is Carline or jail worse? Or just asking the question, have you been in jail and also you go to Carline? All right, 800-990-1047. We're not going to get any calls on this.
This is very weird.
What is weird about
This is a very weird
I bet you right now
question.
we may have 10,000 listeners right now who've served at least 30 days in a county jail.
10,000, Lester?
At least.
800-990-1047. If you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. I can't imagine the phone's going to ring. That we have listeners that drop off their kids in Carline or pick up the kids in Carline, and they've also served jail time.
30 days.
At least 30 days. All right. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I don't know. Listen, we get calls on a lot of crap. I don't know if we're going to get calls on this. Anyway, where was I? I think I was wrapping up on car. Oh, yeah. I've got the finger stories. Oh, you got to be kidding me. The phones are ringing.
Absolutely, they're ringing.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. Andrew's screening calls. All right. I got the finger stories, but first the magic eraser story.
And Andrew knows what you're talking about with this magic eraser.
He does.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because Andrew is our producer, and he's in the producer booth through a window. And when I talked about this magic eraser story that we got to talk, oh, wait a sec.
Those things are amazing.
Andrew's like, he's screening calls right now. All right, so I don't want to move on because he's going to put some calls on hold here, I think.
We got to talk to some criminals.
Give Andrew a couple of seconds.
Well, we've had criminals call the show before. It's not unusual.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. They're absolutely
big with criminals.
Hey, Andrew, you've had 7 calls ring. What's the story, Andrew?
I've spoken to one person who didn't go to jail, but would instead of sitting in line.
All right, that's not what we're looking for.
No.
Right, that's what I told him.
I saw you answer like 6 or 7 calls.
One person told me they've been to jail, and then that phone line dropped, and all the other ones have simply been dial tones.
All right.
So what, are they getting cold feet?
Yeah.
All right, so maybe we don't have as many felons.
Hey, listen, I thought it could be a tough ask. All right, so the magic eraser story. A guy was arrested because he used the Mr. Clean magic eraser to take a $1 bill, erase all of the $1 ink off of the bill, and then turn that into a $100 bill.
That works?
How's that possible? You take a 0 from a $10?
No. Listen to what happened here.
So confused.
You photocopy it on.
Listen, this is a guy up in Quincy, Massachusetts. He used one of those Mr. Clean magic erasers. He had printers, and he was turning. See, the deal is with counterfeit money is the paper. The paper that is used for our paper money, it's a very exclusive paper with fibers, and you can't get that paper anywhere. So this is an old trick: is you bleach old bill, you bleach smaller denominations, you bleach a 1 or a 5. Or listen, 1 makes sense, and then you print a higher denomination counterfeit on the paper, so you've got the feel of the real money.
Isn't it like a linen? Doesn't it qualify your money in your pocket?
There's linen. There's a linen Oh, wait a sec, Andrew. Am I taking a call?
Because
you can get a bunch of dollar bills, make a blanket.
Did you ever wash?
No.
Did you ever wash a dollar?
It is a linen. It is a linen because that's where the term money laundering comes from. Because
no, that's not what it is.
What?
All right, hang on, Jennifer. I think we have calls. We have calls coming in on the car line in jail.
All right, good. I knew it'd take a second, but we got them.
Jennifer's in Tampa. Jennifer, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
All right, now right back to Mr. Clean in a minute. So, Jennifer, you've been in jail?
Yes. Longest stint was 6 months.
Hold on. The longest stint was 6. How many times have you been in jail, Jen?
Well, Florida ends up and has that DUI thing, and it's kind of hard to end up and get one and end up and, just get that one cleared. All
right, so you've had multiple DUIs and you served 6 months in jail?
No, 1 DUI, and the longest stint on that DUI was 6 months.
Okay, so you got 1 DUI.
Violation of probation, all those little,
All right, so you served 6 months in jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you have kids?
Yes, sir.
And what is worse, jail or car line?
Car line.
What? It's impossible.
Yep. Car line, definitely. And depending on which school your child goes to, the car line can vary. I mean, the car line could go all the way down the road, and you can't even get up and down that road. I mean, it's just, you can't make a left turn. You got to end up make a right turn.
Yeah, that's why we're asking the question. I said, Jen, how old are you now?
I'm 42.
And how old were you when you served 6 months in jail?
28.
All right, and have you cleaned up your act? Everything's good? No jail since then?
Oh, no jail since then.
All right, so you're like a model citizen now, right?
If you say that.
That's honest.
A little apprehension there.
Well, model citizen is such a high threshold. I mean,
all right. Hey, Jen, thanks for your honesty and thanks for calling in. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day, guys.
All right, guys, like I say, we can really get almost any kind of phone call these days. Hey, one more. Here's Trucker Tony. Hey, Trucker Tony, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Morning, MJ.
Morning. All right, so you served time, Trucker Tony, for what?
First-degree murder, aggravated assault.
Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Hold on, Tony. Can you say that slower? I'll ask you again, Tony. What did you serve time for?
Attempted first-degree murder.
Attempted first-degree murder and
aggravated assault.
Aggravated assault.
As a dwelling.
Hold on. What was that one?
As a.
Go ahead. So, what about a dwelling?
Was attempted burglary as a dwelling.
Oh,
attempted burglary at a dwelling, at a house.
Right, so
okay.
How much time, Trucker Tony, did you serve?
I served a year and a half in Florida State Prison.
Wow. All right. Now, who did you try to kill? Who was it that you got this attempted murder charge for?
My next door neighbor.
Wait a sec.
Oh, wow.
Why did you try to kill your next door neighbor?
Well, I used to abuse drugs and alcohol.
All right.
And I was drunk and high, and she called me a no good, drunken, alcoholic son of a beat.
You right.
One too many times, and I was on my 10-speed bicycle, and she had a little step up to get into her doorway. And when I got to the step up, I hit my front brakes, went over the handlebars, broke the door down, and did about $30,000 worth of damage inside because everything I could pick up I threw at her. And where they got the deadly weapon from and attempted murder, well, it was not murder because I was throwing stuff at her.
Right.
But the deadly weapon came from a 2-inch pocket knife that I had in my pocket that fell out.
Oh, my God. So you smashed through her front door and you started wrecking her place? You did $30,000 worth of damage?
Somewhere in there.
All right, so how long ago did you serve your time?
I was 18 and I'm 53 now.
Oh, that's a long time ago. All right, so you've been clean. Have you been in any trouble since then?
Not really.
All right, and what's worse, the year and a half that you did in prison, and that was here in Florida. Where in Florida was this?
Started at ACI, Appalachian Correctional Institute in Sneed, Florida. And then the second time I went in, I had...
Why'd you go in a second time?
Well, I had a 7-year sentence, last 2 years suspended for house arrest.
Yeah.
I was on house arrest almost a year and a half, and Bonnie Walker, my caseworker, violated me because she said she didn't know it was part of my job title to leave the house at 7:45 to make the...
All right, so you got violated. All right, so the question is, what's worse, the time you served in prison or being in car line?
They're both a pain in the butt, but being in the car line's worse because you have inconsiderate people that'll cut you off in a heartbeat.
All right, so hold on. In jail, you have inconsiderate people who will cut your neck. And you're worried about getting cut off in traffic?
There you go. Hey, folks. Hey, Trucker Tony, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it. 2 calls, 1 man, 1 woman. Both have been incarcerated, and they say that car line at school is worse than jail.
That's outrageous.
Wow.
I think they're playing along. But still, you know,
I think.
both their stories.
Makes a good point.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so back over to the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser deal. You know, I kind of want to try this. You know, not print a fake bill.
But just remove the ink off a $1 bill.
Just to see what it's like to use a Mr. Clean. Hey, your wife has them at home, right? You said Allison loves these things.
You know, Winn-Dixie has like 10,000 of them, and they're like, it's like a quarter mile away. I can pick them up and have them here in 10 minutes.
I'm guessing the Winn-Dixie down the street doesn't have 10,000 Mr. Clean Magic Erasers.
Bet you they have 500 of them.
I bet you they don't. Anyway, so this dude up in Massachusetts, he had Mr. Clean Magic Erasers, printers, and other items. He would take $1 bills and then turn them into $100 bills. Victor Cardona, 34, pleaded guilty to 1 count of counterfeiting U.S. currency. Court documents state that agents were conducting an investigation into the source of older-style bleached counterfeit $100 bills in the Boston area For 3 years since 2019, they were able to analyze cell phone records, track down a specific address of an individual in contact with multiple passers of counterfeit currency. And they found trash bags on the sidewalk with numerous Epson 220 inkjet printer cartridges, rubber gloves. They found Mr. Clean magic erasers, clippings of bleached $1 bills reprinted with older style $100 images, shredded paper with images of $100 bills. This dude was leaving all kinds of evidence in trash bags at his front curb.
All right, is this the best advertisement for Mr. Clean?
That thing
really
is amazing. There's
really
stuff
is.
I can't get off with a pressure washer that thing would just pick right up. It's weird.
It's because it has a microscopic texture that's similar to sandpaper.
Yeah,
it's
like
made from melamine foam. That's the magic of it.
Yeah, it's melamine foam.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yum.
but if you're like the executive at Mr. Clean, this is like great news. I mean, what other household product can you use as your primary source for a counterfeit ring?
So the Mr. Clean magic eraser, I think we've used those for like when the kids used to draw on the wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
So-
they work on furniture too, like porous furniture,
Yeah.
any kind
cloth.
of scuffs you have. I mean, I've had a couple of baking pans that had some baked on crud. That
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
He does a great job.
Yeah.
He's no joke.
It's also great for counterfeiting.
Mr. Counterfeit, Mr. Counterfeit.
There you go. So, all right. And then quickly here, 2 finger stories. And then we got to get into the morning show item that I teased yesterday about Zoom meetings. And I want to grab calls on this. I think phones are going to blow up on my next question. So hold on. And it has to do with mostly women, I would imagine. And Zoom meetings. And, of course, with the pandemic and all the Zoom meetings that went on. Hey, 2 quick finger stories here. A local guy in Largo, he tried to rob a bank by making a finger gun with his hand. Really?
Hasn't this happened before? Don't people know they're not supposed to? This has happened.
Yeah, you're not supposed to make a finger gun at a teller at a bank.
Yeah,
yes.
you put it under your shirt.
Yeah, that's...
All right, this is it.
All right. This guy in Largo, he's being called, I guess, a homeless transient. The guy got away with over $100 in cash. That's a big haul. Robbed the bank with his finger. Yeah, so Pinellas County deputies said that Paul Sinclair, 56, he went into the Chase Bank on Starkey, went to the teller with his Froggy.
Give me your finger gun.
He had a finger under his shirt.
Froggy, what are you having convulsions over there?
I'm having a finger.
Oh, I can't see that because I can't see Jack in this studio. Oh, there he is. All right, so Froggy has his finger under his shirt. Exactly what happened here.
Is that what he did? It was under his shirt?
Yeah. Guy did a finger gun under his shirt and demanded that she give him money.
Did he have his thumb raised like it's the hammer?
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
From the drawer, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said that Sinclair also told the bank teller, don't even think about pressing the emergency robbery button.
Attaboy.
That's my finger imaginary trigger.
After he got the cash, a whopping $100 from the teller, she pushed the button. And then the sheriff's office, they responded and they arrested the dude not far away. So what a bonehead. The finger under the shirt trick.
I wonder if anyone's ever tried to rob a bank with their foot under their shirt as a gun.
No, that
So
is.
what if you're an amputee?
Yeah.
And if you don't have arms?
Well, I wasn't even thinking that, just to be unique.
I saw a video of a guy in a wheelchair with no arms robbing a place with a gun with his feet, holding a gun with his feet.
No, you didn't.
Where?
You did not.
Where? Find
Why
it.
do you think I make up these things?
You're telling a guy with no arms in
No
a wheelchair was
robbed the place.
Was holding a gun with his foot?
With both his feet going like this. Everybody get down!
You can't get out of here. Find this.
$100.
Where's this video?
Bet me $100.
You're telling me there's bank video, there's surveillance video of a guy robbing? Oh my God.
Oh my God, Froggy's right.
Wait a minute. It's not a bank.
Is that
It's a pawn-
for real?
It's a pawn shop.
like a
What did I
pawn
tell
shop.
you?
It looks like, oh my God.
Armed man in wheelchair allegedly holds up a shop with his feet.
In a motorized wheelchair.
Look how good he is with the gun, too.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
I gotta hit play. He's following the guy.
Oh my God! He's holding the gun with his feet. It's like
Watch him.
Oh my God! This is crazy.
Look how he cocks it.
And it looks like it's during. It looks like it's during the pandemic because everyone's wearing a mask. Oh yeah, look at the date. The video is from May 28th of 2020.
You see how he holds it with one foot and he cocks it?
Oh my God! And he's just moving around with a wheelchair.
How do you not?
That's in Brazil.
I accept your apology.
Yeah, that is. Well, you said bank, so
whatever. You get it.
Yeah.
How amazing is
All
that?
right, it's apparently a jewelry store that he tried to rob, and Roxanne's right. It was in Brazil.
That is nuts.
So there you go, Roxanne. You could do it with your foot.
Hey, also one other burglary tip here: if you,
Good job, Froggy.
if you rob a house, don't leave fingerprints behind, and more importantly, don't leave an entire finger behind.
Oh, no. That's the worst thing to do.
A guy lost his finger attempting to break into a home in Burlington, North Carolina. Is that where the Burlington Coat Factory's from? This is nuts. Burlington, North Carolina police, they responded to a home. Homeowner said a man approached him in the driveway. The owner told police he left his car in the driveway, was walking to the door when a guy approached him. An armed man tried to force his way inside the home. After a struggle, police said the owner slammed the door on the guy. According to police, a bullet from the attempted burglar's weapon grazed the homeowner in the chest during the fight, but luckily it didn't penetrate. This guy's a lucky dude. Investigators at the scene found a glove with a severed finger inside, believed to belong to the suspect. They used the evidence to arrest Vernon Forrest Wilson, 67 years old. First-degree burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. So it sounds like the door slam was on his finger and it chopped his finger off inside the glove.
Yeah.
The guy flees and the glove is left at the scene with his finger. And you get a fingerprint right from the finger. I mean, what's better than a fingerprint? It's the actual finger.
Sarge, we have the finger.
Oh, man, that's unbelievable. That's crazy. All right, you ready for the Zoom question?
Yes.
All right, I read a story, and I guess there are a number of discussions, like on Reddit subgroups. So what do you call it, subreddit?
Yeah.
All right. So apparently, a lot of women during the pandemic, and listen, they continue. These Zoom meetings, the video conferencing just exploded during the pandemic, but they still continue. Have you ever heard of this, Roxanne? Women that refuse to turn on the video in a Zoom meeting. So women at home or wherever, they're not turning on the video. So they join the Zoom meeting with audio only. So they're on the board. You can see their little tile. So let's say, give me a name. Give me Stacy.
Stacy.
Right. So
okay.
Stacy's on the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
But everyone else, you can see their pictures, the videos, the little Brady Bunch squares and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But Stacy, her screen is black.
Okay.
But you can hear Stacy, you just can't see Stacy.
Yeah. So
You want to know why?
why?
Well, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say I am Stacy because I do not like to do Zoom, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me why. Let me see if this comports.
Yeah, I got a little passive aggressive during the pandemic because all my friends were working from home and I was still coming to work every day. And so then if people wanted to do Zoom calls, I felt like the people doing Zoom calls just wanted to see people. And I was like, I've been at work all day, so I'm just going to do the things I need to get done around my house that you've been doing your laundry at your house all day. I'm just getting home from work right now. So I'm going to do my laundry and you're not going to see what I'm doing. I'm going to have my little audio thing on, but you're not going to see what I'm doing because I'm doing other stuff I'm doing the Zoom call.
Well, that's not exactly, but that's your story, and that's valid. This is the deal. Some women did not want to put the camera on the Zoom call, or what are the other ones? There's Zoom, there's
Microsoft
Teams, Microsoft Teams, and all right. Some women don't want to put the camera on because they don't want to waste makeup.
That's taking it to an extreme.
They don't
okay.
They don't want to go on without makeup, and they're like, why, if I'm sitting at home doing a Zoom meeting, why am I going to put makeup on just for a Zoom meeting, take the time to put the makeup on, and waste the makeup?
I mean, if you didn't plan on putting the makeup on at all for that whole day, I guess it would be wasting.
Right.
I think this could be a thing. Let me hold on to that thought. Let me give out the phone number here. I'd like to hear from women that, with the pandemic and many Zoom meetings continue, I'd like to hear from women that don't turn their cameras on. And why don't you turn your camera on? Do we have women listening that also say, I'm not turning my camera on because I don't feel like, getting all dressed up. I don't feel like, putting on makeup. Does this sound familiar? Is this something that you've done? Or anything else with some of these Zoom meetings and how it relates to your work? 800-990-1047. Wonder if we can get some folks that can call in. Any women listening that you kept or you still continue to keep the camera off for a work Zoom meeting because you're at home, you're not getting dressed up, you don't want to put makeup on. The one story that I read was a woman says, hey, I'm not wasting expensive cosmetics to just jump on a Zoom call. I'm there, audio only. I can see everyone else, but I'm not going to put my camera on. All right. 800-990-1047. That's the number. 800-990-1047. Have you, look at the phones, every line is ringing. Have you done this? 800-990-1047.
I kind of made the joke that I don't want people to see what I'm doing if I'm doing laundry or doing other stuff because it sounds like you're not engaged. But I have to tell you, I communicate a lot better with people just over the phone, talking to them on a big old-fashioned conference call than I do on a Zoom call where I'm distracted by, how to, like, visually distracted.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
like all
get
your
a lot.
attention has to be on that Zoom call.
Yes, I get more out of it sometimes just an old-fashioned conference call.
Well, let's grab Marianne. Marianne is in St. Pete. Marianne, have we hit a hot button here or what?
Well, yes, because I have Zoom meetings every day.
Every day? What do you, Marianne, hold on a second. What do you do?
I'm a nurse, and I work for.
Yeah, you don't have to say who you work for. You don't have to give any specifics. But so post-pandemic, you're still on Zoom meetings. Now, prior to the pandemic, did you have Zoom meetings or no?
Well, no, it was just emails, and we would have like a monthly meeting. But now it just seems like they're every day. And, I pick up the pencil occasionally and just pretend I'm poking myself in the eye because I can't get off the Zoom meeting.
All right. So, but you leave your video off?
Oh, no. Oh, yes. I leave the video off all the time. And then that way I can get up and walk away and,
right. Now, what about the makeup issue? What about women that say, I don't want to get all fixed up. I don't want to put makeup on, waste makeup just to go on a Zoom meeting. Is that something that you've done?
No, because it's not an issue.
Okay.
I mean, they've seen me with hair that looks like, everyone could possibly turn to stone because I look like Medusa.
Marianne Medusa.
That's another reason why I don't put the video on. I just don't want to turn everyone to stone in the meeting.
Oh, Marianne, you're being too tough on yourself.
Well, you've not seen the hair before it's been brushed.
I'll take your word for it.
Marianne, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right, 800-990-1047. Does anyone subscribe to I'm not turning the video on a Zoom or video conference call because I don't feel like getting dressed up or I don't feel like putting makeup on? All right, Chantel is in Holiday. Hey, Chantel, MJ Morning Show, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
All right, Chantel, would you like to weigh in on the cosmetics and Zoom situation?
Yes, I will.
Go ahead.
Well, I decided that I don't like to put the video on because I don't have a good poker face.
All right. Explain. All right, so explain what you're talking about.
I like that.
So if there's something that's being said that is like either absolutely ridiculous or, I don't know, I don't like the person. I don't want my face to show it. I've always had that, and one day during a Zoom call, my supervisor like texted me. She's like, fix your face, fix your face.
I love that. I love my friends who are like that.
Right. All right. So wait a minute. This is on a Zoom meeting, but if you were in a regular meeting face to face and ridiculous things came up, wouldn't you make those same faces, or you feel a little bit more at ease or more unguarded when you're at home?
I know the answer to that.
What is it?
The answer is when you're face to face, you're feeling other things in the room. Like you're not just using your sense of sight like you are in a Zoom call where it's just so focused on that visual aspect.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, if Ted has a meeting with the morning show, I'm rolling my eyes the whole time. If we're on a group Zoom call where all you see is my face and I'm still rolling my eyes and
it's absurd.
Exhaling heavily. Like, oh, God.
You're doing a Jeffrey Tubin.
You have to think of something happy. You have to think of something that makes you feel like happy.
Right.
So that way, when someone's irritating, you're just like, oh, I'm thinking about watching my daughter and dancing ballet. Like, I just think about something.
Well, that's hysterical that your boss had to tell you to knock off the faces.
Fix your face.
Yeah.
People are not. We can't forget how to be in front of other people. This isn't good.
Oh, man, that's great. All right, Melissa. All right, so this is kind of morphed into something else, but let me grab Melissa. Who was the last caller? Well,
Chantel.
Chantel, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. All right, Melissa's next in Clearwater. Hey, Melissa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, Melissa, what's your angle on this?
Nobody should have the right to force you to do anything, period. We're forced to do enough these days. I've never turned the camera on. If you're at work, be at work. Everybody's quietly quitting. If you're not at work, if you need to do team building, bring people into the office. Otherwise, leave people alone. A phone conference is sufficient.
All right, so if you're on a Zoom call, you automatically leave the video off?
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Never turned it on.
All right, and what was the other thing you said? There was one other thing you said that I was going to ask a question about.
She said people are quietly
Okay.
quitting.
Oh, yeah, that's it. All right, so
I said people are quiet. People are quietly quitting.
all right, so so that's a whole thing here. The whole quiet quitting thing. So in your line of work, you've got people that are quiet quitting?
Oh, everybody's quiet quitting. There's so much out there across broad-based in all sectors where people they're doing the absolute minimum.
Half-assing it. Yep.
Well, it's not that. I saw a story about how during the pandemic, a lot of companies did what? Tough times came, first thing they did, fire people.
They cut people out, yeah.
People are replaceable. People got a reality check to how important they are to their company that they give everything to. So they said, hey, listen, work the minimum, make the most.
Right.
They don't, chances are your job doesn't care a whole lot about you.
Right.
I mean, if you quit today, they're going to replace you in a couple days, in a couple weeks. If you left your office is going to be filled eventually.
Hey, Melissa, thanks for the call. Hey, let me give out the Rock the Cash box real quick. It's 8 o'clock. Actually, it's 8:01. And then we'll go right back to phones, and then we got to move on. But phones exploded on this thing. So this hour's word is chance. That's CHANCE. Text the word chance nationwide to 45911. Text nationwide the word chance, CHANCE, to 45911 before 8:15, quarter after. You got a shot at $1,000 cash right now, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Good luck. Yeah, Rox.
We've been hearing everyone who sort of agrees that you don't need to be on Zoom if you don't have to show your face. So I want to give you the other opinion. Someone said with remote work now, people not being on camera is awful. It's a business meeting. I can't see the feeling behind your words, and understanding is much better when I can see your faces. So that's someone else's opinion.
But the whole reason why I brought this up is some women are leaving the cameras off because they're saying, I'm not going to get fixed up and put makeup on. I'm not going to waste makeup to be on a 10, 15-minute, 30-minute Zoom call. And that's why we're taking calls. That's the original story here. Let's grab just a couple more, then we'll move on. Dana's in Lakeland. Hey, Dana, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Dana.
So I leave mine off unless I absolutely have to, which is usually for a client meeting. But I feel the same way because then I have to do my hair and makeup for one meeting out of my whole day, and it's totally a downer. And I always say it's not fair because men can throw on a dress shirt and comb their hair, and they're ready to go and look like they're business ready. And I feel like as a female, I can throw on, a nice shirt, a blazer, but unless my hair and makeup is done, I feel like I just don't look put together.
That's a good
And
explanation.
That kind of drives me nuts.
So that is actually more of a direct response to the question that I had. Hey, Dana, thanks for the call. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, BJ is in Clearwater. All right, 2 more calls, Andrew. That's it, and then I got to move on here. BJ, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi. Hey, it's MJ and BJ. All right, go ahead.
It totally is, and BJ and I are both from Tennessee. So anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have a different take on this because we have been sit home. We don't go to the office anymore after March 13th, 2020.
What kind of work do you do?
I am a financial analyst in a financial services company.
But are they going to have you return to the office at some point, or it's over?
No.
Did they shut the office down?
We're trying to.
Wow. All right, go ahead.
Nobody wants commercial real estate right now. Anyway.
Well, that's why they ought to look for another place to put our studios so we can get some bigger studios and new studios.
Exactly.
You've got tons of commercial real estate available right now. Go ahead.
No kidding. So really, to me, I still love my job. I love the people I work for. And if I don't get up and get dressed in the morning, I don't do my best work. So everybody should just get up. If you're working from home where you used to go to the office, why should you be any different? And
that was sort of an epidemic during the pandemic that people were just sitting around in sweatpants and not taking showers. And it just, it kind of makes you just internally feel sloppy.
It totally does.
Yeah.
But also, if I'm on a call, and I've got a lot of colleagues who won't go on, especially from our accounting people, I don't know what they're feeling. And I'm not having any more meetings today than I had before the pandemic. It's just that we're not in person. So I want to see your face so I can really understand what you're saying to me, especially if you're explaining something new, We've had some consultants come in and they're trying to talk to us, and I'm like, what is he saying? And I can't see his face. I don't know the inflection or the feeling of it. And it's making business harder because people won't go on camera.
Gotcha loud and clear. BJ, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening. One more. Anton, is this a guy? Anton in Tampa, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, hi, MJ.
You're not putting makeup on when you go on a Zoom call?
No, I keep it off.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, listen.
Yeah.
No, I was saying that I work from home.
Yep.
When we go into Zoom every day, we cannot turn our cameras off or we get in trouble. Or you might even get fired.
Oh, so it's a policy.
He wants to see everyone's face. We work for a real estate company.
Yep.
And now you can turn off your camera if you want to go to the bathroom, get some coffee. But in my case, it worked because I'm in my shirt with my tie, but I'm on my underwears.
You only have to dress the top half.
Yeah, just the top half.
Underwear. I just wear a shirt and a tie. That's it. So when I go to the bathroom,
you just gotta remember, you don't want to get too comfortable and then stand up and you're in your underwear. So, all right, Anton.
Yes.
Good call, buddy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
I have to give you guys a Zoom confession because it has to do with you guys.
Yeah.
But we used to do the MJ podcast when we first started back, and it kind of irritated me because I was like, it was just like my witching hour at home. So I would passive aggressively just like be as gross as I could possibly be on the Zoom call with you guys, like towel on my head. Remember we used to do those calls?
Yes.
And I would just be like,
you used to do some from your bathroom.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna be as unput together as possible because I do not have time to do this.
All right, moving along. Andrew, did you get the Heidi Klum and daughter link? Is that on our website right now, Andrew? Is that
Yes, it's on the stories we talked about page.
All right, have you guys seen this?
Oh, yeah.
Froggy, you've seen it, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there's a lot of buzz about this. Supermodel Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum, 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 come on back to my room. Remember that song? Boom,
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I don't think I remember the Heidi Klum version.
Yeah.
That's
Paula Caucus?
Yeah, Paula Caucus. That's right. That's my version. All right. So there's an image that popped up yesterday, and it's from a lingerie photo shoot with Heidi Klum and her daughter, and some of the images look a little bit like a porno shoot. It's almost like a lesbian shoot or something. It's just So Heidi Klum's daughter is 18 years old, and there's video and there are images of Heidi Klum, and it's, I don't know, it's almost to me a little too creepy sexy when you're doing this with your daughter. And they're just in like bra and panties, and they're frolicking on the set with the whole, the whole backdrop, the whole psych behind them. And there are images where they're like in bras and panties, and they're kissing each other on the lips. There's a little bit of a controversy brewing. Now, Roxanne, had you seen these yet?
Yeah, Doug had a big problem with it, and he sent it to
Oh,
me.
wait a
this morning.
sec.
He's like, I want to
Did
hear
you
what
say-
you guys have
did
to
you
say
say
about
Doug?
this.
No.
You said
No.
Doug?
No.
And Doug.
So Doug had a problem?
Yeah, he didn't like it.
And Doug.
Yes, go ahead.
No, he didn't like it. He thinks he's a
And Doug.
All right, so what did Doug say?
He doesn't like that he thinks that she's pimping out their 18-year-old. He's like, I wouldn't want you doing that with our daughters. But, like, that's just weird. Like, what are you saying? Look at my daughter's butt? That's what he thinks that they're saying. Look at my daughter's butt. But I don't have a problem with it at all. I'm like, that's the fashion industry. That's like, if you're 16-year-old in the fashion industry, you're probably going to wear stuff like that. Like bathing suits like that or something.
But they're so touchy-feely, and they're just the way that
slightly odd.
they're like touching each other, and
They're dancing together, and they're affectionate because they're mother and daughter.
Yeah.
All right, I wouldn't go where you're going, where it's a girl on girl video here. That's not the case at all.
But that's sort of what it looks like here. It's for an Italian lingerie brand, and it's called Intermissi, I think. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know if you say it like Intermissi, but yeah, I'm sure you're pretty close.
But it looks like the name of the lingerie brand is Intermissi, and it's Italian lingerie. It's the art of Italian lingerie.
Well, the Italians are...
Intimacy, as in intimate, right?
Intimate, right.
Intimacy, the art of Italian lingerie with Heidi and Lenny Klum.
Intimissimi.
Intimacy.
So is this
you're
Seal's
missing an
kid?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
What?
Is what Froggy just said.
What? What did you just say?
I said, is that Seal's daughter? I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
where's the scars?
I don't know. They got divorced, right? No, that's the scars. They don't. It's not genetic. I don't think.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought he had like a power tool accident or something. I
don't think it was a power tool accident.
Whatever it was. But Seal and Heidi Klum, they're not still married, are they?
I don't think so.
Did they get divorced?
No, they're divorced.
They divorced in 2014.
Yeah, all right. Oh, that long ago, really?
Yes.
Wow. Anyway, if you want to see the images, you want to see the video of Heidi Klum and daughter, she's 18. And I don't know. I think it's a little too touchy-feely, a little too racy. It's a little creepy. They're touching. There are images of them like, hey, Andrew, do you have the image or do you have the link to the image of where they're like kissing on the lips in their bras and panties?
No.
Well,
it's just you sexualizing everything. MJ.
I'm not sexualizing it. They're throwing this at my face. I can't comment on it.
It's a daughter and a mother having a nice moment.
Yeah, in bras and panties, jumping around, and it's like a little softcore porno shoot. Is what it's like.
It's okay. You said though it's an Italian brand. Where does this air? Does this air everywhere? I mean, is this supposed to be?
It airs on the internet now. Everything airs
it's
somewhere.
like
But I mean, like,
it's an internet video ad.
So where can I buy this particular lingerie? That's
tell
what
you
I'm trying to figure out.
There's something called Google.
Yeah.
Why don't you type in Intermissi Italian lingerie and see where you can buy this stuff?
It's available right now at Kohl's and Dress Barn.
No, it's not.
I am busy.
It's at Ross.
My wife refuses to go to that store because of the insulting name.
What?
Dress Barn. She thinks like they're insinuating that like women are, animals.
Farm animals?
Yeah. She's like, I was like, I'm gonna run into here. Why don't you run into the Dress Barn? She's like, I'll never go into that store.
Okay, I have an answer to Froggy's question and my question. That daughter, the 18-year-old, is not Seal's daughter.
Right.
Her father is Italian businessman Flavio Briatore. Flavio left Heidi while she was pregnant, so Seal probably raised her, is my guess. I don't know. What do I know? But So that's the answer to that question. But I feel like the Italian culture.
Seal raised her like what? Fed her raw fish and everything?
I would raise you, my baby seal. Today we will learn to balance a ball on our nose.
Today we will hang out at the docks in San Francisco.
I'll tell you what, she is pretty developed for only 18.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
If I can give you any advice, don't get into a fight with a walrus.
Are those things fake?
Really? You're asking whether Heidi Klum's 18-year-old daughter's boobs are real or fake?
18?
I mean, geez Louise.
She's already putting herself out there.
Yeah, she's she's developed. But she's 18 years old.
And she's getting into the model.
Right. Flavio wants her back in his life. He's trying to get her this Italian deal with the lingerie company, maybe.
Hey, Andrew, did you find the link that has them kissing? Did you find that story yet? It's out there.
I haven't found it yet.
All right, we'll find it, and we already have the video link is up if you want to see what we're talking about. I just think it's creepy. I would not want my daughter Chloe dressed in bras and panties with Michelle, doing this frolicking, soft porn-looking lingerie shoot.
Her mother also is not an international supermodel where this is their reality.
Tell you what, Michelle's an international supermodel to me, okay?
Right.
You bite your tongue.
She
but fine, but
I shall have your tongue for that.
I guarantee you can find some Cindy Crawford and her daughter, Kira, doing a similar shoot, or maybe
Gerber?
Christy Brinkley. Yeah, Gerber.
That's what
Christy Brinkley and her daughter.
No. Christy Brinkley's daughter got Billy Joel eyes.
No.
No.
Billy Joel.
Let's not forget, Christy Brinkley produced with Billy Joel, the most beautiful woman and a troll who can play a piano.
And the daughter also has a facial hair problem. Yeah. All right. So hey, if you want to see the pictures of Heidi Klum and 18-year-old daughter, go to mjmorningshow.com, mjmorningshow.com, and just click on stories that we mentioned up at the top. And then we got it. Anything else, Rox? You were going to say something?
No, that's fine. It's just going to degrade whatever I bring up.
And Doug.
Or make jokes.
And Doug. And Doug.
Stop playing that.
I'm sorry.
Stop. It makes me hate them both. And I really like Doug.
It makes me hate emus.
Emus. I mean, it makes me want to review my Liberty Mutual policy. It makes me want to do it. I have all the feels on that jingle.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news here on the MJ Morning Show. This just in, breaking news about Angela Lansbury. Now, here's the question. All right, now I got to be honest here. I'm not trying to be rude. Let me just preface this with I'm not trying to be rude. But me,
I'm going to be.
No, I'm not going to be.
We're just going to point something out.
I'm just going to point something out.
Yeah.
For me, the breaking news yesterday was not that Angela Lansbury died. The breaking news for me was that she was still alive. I had no idea that Angela Lansbury, she died yesterday at 96. Rest her soul. I liked Angela Lansbury. She was a remarkably talented woman. I mean, she was like the psycho mother in the original Manchurian Candidate. She was in a ton of stuff.
She was in a lot of Twilight Zone episodes. She was in Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Hold on. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, she was the
that's right.
The Beast.
Yeah.
Her range was nuts. Her Broadway stuff, Murder, She Wrote.
That was my grandmother's staple.
That's right.
That was her go-to.
Yeah, I never saw an episode of that because that was always for the 90-year-olds.
I saw it at my grandmother's house.
Was that on CBS? I think it was.
They're on Freevee.
On CBS.
Oh, those are on Freevee?
Yeah, you can watch them.
Tell you what, I'm already halfway through season 6 of Adam 12 on Free. I like Freevee.
MJ, I swear.
Freevee.
When I saw yesterday that Angela Lansbury died, I was like, what?
Yeah.
She's still with us?
That's the third, though, right?
Fourth.
They broke in last night.
Really?
I'm dead.
This is an NBC News special report. Now, in New York, here's Fester Dolt. No, they didn't break in with Angela Lansbury.
We have breaking news from the Old Lady Deathbed News Center. Third old lady in 2 weeks to kick the bucket.
Who are the other two?
Well, Queen Elizabeth died, right?
No, the other two was Coolio.
And then,
Coolio and Angela Lansbury. They're two peas in a pod.
MJ, think about it. This last year, we've lost a lot of older women. With Betty White around Christmas time.
She was 100.
Was it? Yeah, Betty White. No, she was 99. She didn't make it. Remember, People Magazine jinxed her. People Magazine put a happy 100th birthday to Betty White, and she died just before she hit 100.
So, no, listen. People Betty White died on New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2021. Then the Queen dies a month ago.
Yep.
Right? Loretta Lynn dies.
Oh, yeah.
And she was in her 90s.
Yep.
Now Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
You know, this is...
Anyway, I would like to make a movie recommendation. And listen, rest in peace, Angela Lansbury. Seriously, a remarkably talented woman. All right? We're joking about Murder, She Wrote, but remarkably talented woman. But I also swear, I didn't know she was still alive. It was sort of a surprise to me that she was still alive, not that she had died. 96 years old. But the term gaslighting, everyone uses the term. Are you
I know
gaslighting me?
Yes.
All right, you guys know, Froggy, what is gaslighting? Give me the definition of gaslighting.
Is that when you're trying to piss somebody off? I don't really understand what it is.
Okay.
Like you're trying to antagonize somebody?
Not really antagonize. It's more
Trying to set somebody
thing.
on fire? I don't know.
No.
Isn't gaslighting when you make somebody feel like they're wrong for thinking something?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. It's in that family.
And
Yeah.
it spins them out.
You think you're so smart, dude.
Gaslighting is when you play psychological games with somebody and you make them believe that they're wrong
or crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what it. And the movie Gaslight, that's where the term comes from. And the famous version of Gaslight was from like 1944. And Michelle had a great suggestion. Michelle, my lovely wife, it's about 2-3 months ago. She's like, you know what? Everyone uses the term gaslighting. Fester just brought up the actual definition. And the first Google return is gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's head. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the other person by distorting reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and intuition. Now, Rox, I understand that your fiance, Doug,
no. Don't
Dig
play
Doug,
it. Don't play it.
he gaslights you all the time, right?
No, he doesn't.
And Doug.
All right, that's it. That's enough
You
for today.
just wanted to ask me that question just to play that.
All right, that's the quota for today. But Michelle, a couple of months ago, Michelle's like, you know what? Let's watch the movie Gaslight, because that's where the term gaslighting comes from. And it's a husband that tries to make his wife crazy by making her feel like she's going out of her mind. And guess what? There's an Angela Lansbury tie-in because Angela Lansbury was like a housemaid, a chambermaid for this family. She was 17 years old, and you can see, the minute I saw her, I'm like, my God, Michelle, that looks like a very young Angela Lansbury. And we stopped the movie and went to IMDb. It was like, you know, the full cast of as Angela Lansbury was the chambermaid in Gaslight. Anyway,
She hot?
Great. Yeah, she was very cute.
Her film debut.
That's true. It was her film debut. Her first movie ever was Gaslight, 1944. Hey, we watched it for like $2.99 on Amazon.
You paid for a movie from the 40s? What? Why don't you watch River Madness next?
How about the Maltese Falcon?
You couldn't wait for it to come on Turner Classics.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I'm going to sit around for 362 days for it to finally come up on Turner Classics. Anyway, I recommend the movie, and Michelle and I both loved it. Gaslight.
You talked about this movie a couple weeks ago.
Gaslight 1944.
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury's in the movie.
You watch Eraserhead next.
I don't think Eraserhead and Gaslight are in the same genre, dude.
Same era.
Anyway, Angela Lansbury, rest in peace. Yesterday morning, Andrew, our producer, brought me a breaking news item. We didn't get to it, but I just want to give Andrew credit that the story came out I think it was about this time yesterday, maybe 9 o'clock yesterday. What time is it now? 8:22. We got 20 more minutes here before we have to break. All right, so 32 children and employees at a daycare center in Pennsylvania were overcome with carbon monoxide fumes. Luckily, no one is dead. This thing could have been a whole lot worse. But, geez, I mean, how many times have I said on this program, get a carbon monoxide detector? Why wouldn't a daycare center have a carbon monoxide detector? By the way, they're in trouble because a law went into effect, I think like a year ago in Pennsylvania, that all daycare centers had to have carbon monoxide detectors, and they didn't. In Pennsylvania, I don't know if they've determined what the leak is from, but firefighters responded to a call about an unconscious child at the Happy Smiles Learning Center around 7:30 a.m. yesterday in Allentown. And we're getting sick in Allentown.
And the bodies are falling to the ground.
Oh, Fester, come on.
What else can you do with Allentown? It's a jingle.
Listen, everyone's okay. Everyone's all right. You know, some were taken to the hospital because they were overcome with the carbon monoxide fumes here. But Allentown police and fire and rescue, they're saying that as soon as the firefighters arrived, their carbon monoxide detectors started going off. Beep, 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 beep. And I've told the story, folks. I'm telling you right now, get a carbon monoxide detector. If you don't have one, get one. And a lot of times, you know, homes have the built-in smoke detector / carbon monoxide detector. And I have those in my home, but I also buy the little small portable because I travel with a carbon monoxide detector.
I bought those because of you.
Look at, you know what? I've had so many people. And guess what? If they would have had one of these $40 carbon monoxide detectors inside this daycare center, you wouldn't have had a potentially near tragedy. They got lucky. You know, they got sick and woozy and they're throwing up and they've got headaches, but it could have been far worse and people could have died. But let me give you my tip again, folks. Get a portable CO detector. They're like $40, $45. And the one that I like is made by Kidde. You know, the fire extinguisher company, Kidde. It's pronounced Kidde. K-I. And if you search for it, I bought mine on Amazon. But if you search for it, you just type in Kidde carbon monoxide detector, lithium ion sealed battery. And it's like a 10-year unit. You never have to change the batteries. You chuck it after 10 years. It's got a 10-year shelf life. It'll obviously warn you when the battery's about to go dead. You buy a new one. So you don't have to worry about changing the batteries. It's a sealed unit. It's got a little digital display, so it displays parts per million of carbon monoxide when it's detected. So, again, if this daycare center with 32 kids and employees, if they would have had the carbon monoxide detector, which was required by Pennsylvania law, they just didn't have it, they would have been alerted. And they would have evacuated, and everything would have been fine.
So Pennsylvania does not have a carbon monoxide detector law currently, although it's
no.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
I read that they do.
Listen to the whole sentence.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Lehigh Valley Live, where Allentown is located, the local paper.
Yep.
Allentown passed their own carbon monoxide detection.
Then that's what I read.
But listen,
right.
The law doesn't go into effect until October 27th.
Oh, my, really?
Yes.
So the kids get poisoned 10 days before the law goes into effect?
There's legislation.
Or 15 days?
I mean, Pennsylvania's trying to do it. I mean, I think every state should do it. I think every building should have one. Absolutely.
The story that I saw said that there was a law, but look at that.
It was a city law that takes effect later this month.
That's crazy. Wow. Shouldn't have to be a law. It should be common sense. I travel with a carbon monoxide. For instance, I got it this weekend. I got Parents' Weekend up in Connecticut for Julian's school. So in my bed, we're going to stay in a hotel. So in my suitcase, I have my little portable battery-operated lithium-ion 10-year sealed carbon monoxide. It's like the size of 2 decks of cards. Stick it in your bag and you just forget it. Hang on a minute. I'm supposed to take a call here, Andrew says. Line Lori. All right, Lori's in Clearwater. Hi, Lori. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, MJ. I listen to you all the time, and I did pick up my my CO2, the kid little travel thing that you've got.
Yeah, the carbon monoxide detector. And?
Exactly. And so when I'm traveling on the plane, I stick it in my little Ziploc bag. And when I came home, I left it in the bag, put it away in my cabinet. And then about a month later, I started hearing this beep, beep, beep. And I had no idea. I could not find out what this beeping was.
Right.
And it turned out that apparently with the plane, the oxygenation, I guess, with the altitude with the plane must have thrown it off or something. But it was beeping. I don't know if it was the Ziploc bag or if it was from the traveling. How do you store yours once you bring it back home?
Oh, I don't put it in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, why would you put it in a bag?
Yeah, it's either just sitting out or it just sits in my suitcase because I've got like 3 of them. I have built-in ones in my house that are built into the central fire and alarm system. But I also have I have like 3 of these that I just keep around the house just for the heck of it. And I just leave it in the bag. I don't put it in a Ziploc. I travel with it all the time. I've never had. You might have a defective unit, or maybe the battery is premature.
Well, no, I put it aside because it will accidentally hit like a reset button or whatever the button is, and it because there are 2 buttons on there, and then it just all of a sudden it goes off. So I thought, well, if I put it in a bag or something and put it aside, when I'm not using it, but then it did something in the bag. So you just put it in your cabinets or whatever when you're not traveling?
Yeah, just stick it anywhere. I don't keep it in the bag.
Put it on your nightstand so it's checking the air closest to your head when you sleep.
Like right now, mine is just still in my suitcase. The one that I have for travel, I just leave it in the suitcase.
Okay.
All right. But listen, you might want to contact them if you bought call up the customer service folks and if yours is malfunctioning, they'll send you a new one. All right?
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Hey, thanks. I've heard from so many people that because of my talk about getting a CO detector, a carbon monoxide detector, I've heard from dozens and dozens of listeners that have purchased this thing, and it is cheap. You travel with it, and I just remember. Let me tell you why I did this. Let me take 1 minute, and we're going to move on. I remember that there was a family that died in a motel, and it turned out that their room was situated in the motel complex in an area where right outside of their window was the heater for the motel pool. And there was a malfunction with the heater, and the carbon monoxide was leaching into their room, and they died in the room in their sleep. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get myself a carbon monoxide detector, and I'm going to travel with that. And I have ever since. And if this daycare center, would have had a carbon monoxide detector, they would have obviously been alerted, and kids wouldn't have had to been taken to the hospital. Luckily, no one died, but it could have been a whole lot worse. All right, folks, I'm just going to be honest here. I saw a story that Khloe Kardashian had a cancerous face tumor scare. Did you see this thing?
I saw the headline.
And Khloe Kardashian apparently had some suspicious blemish. She thought it was a zit. It lingered for like 7 months. But it turns out that the small bump on her cheek was tested, and 2 doctors advised her to have an immediate operation to remove the tumor. It's not a tumor. Yeah, it is apparently a tumor. But when I saw the story, Khloe Kardashian had her cancerous face tumor scare. I'm like, you know what? Take the tumor out of the equation. The whole family's a cancer. The whole family's a tumor. I mean, wouldn't you like to just have the whole Kardashian family removed from our lexicon?
I would like to point out that Khloe is doing a lot right now to raise face cancer tumor awareness. I'm looking at pictures of it, MJ. It looks like just a small discoloration spot.
Right.
It doesn't even look like a heavy, hard lump or something you would automatically think, okay, this isn't right. Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of people, just little patches of discoloration. Get something checked out if it's on your face.
But when I saw this, I'm like, this just reminds me that, the whole Kardashian family is like a cancer, like a they're the original monkeypox, I think, you know?
Well, Kim got booed at that game, at the football game.
Say it again?
Kim got booed at the game. I think people hate they have a new online clothing store that people hate because it's so overpriced.
I want them just to go away. I saw the story. All right, great. So maybe Khloe Kardashian is raising some awareness on like a spot on your face, which doesn't really have the earmarks or the markers or the indicators of what you would think would be like a cancerous lump or tumor. This was just like a little discoloration. I guess it turned out it was like a melanoma or something. But listen, I just wish that the Kardashians would just go. And in fact, did you see, Bethany Frankel? And we've talked about that. She was from Real Housewives, right?
Yeah, yes. She started on Real Housewives of New York. I think Bethany's story was that she was like a personal assistant for maybe one of the Hiltons or something like that.
She was a chef.
Right. Was he a chef?
I saw her on Top Chef one year.
All right, Bethany Frankel, she again is pleading with America. Bethany Frankel, one of the former Real Housewives, she is pleading. Stop feeding the Kardashian beast. Why are we feeding the beast?
Whatever. She's the same thing as them.
Why is she talking about Khloe like that?
She's on Bravo. You're the same thing. You're jealous of them.
Yeah. She wants people to stop talking about Kim Kardashian. And she's saying stop feeding this Kardashian beast that we're adding to the out of control growth
she gets
of that tumor-like family.
She is fed by the same hand.
Yeah, for real.
Stop talking about the Kardashians, but buy my skinny girl wine. Whatever.
Shut up, Bethany.
Yeah, Bethany.
I don't understand these stories. These pop up, it seems, numerous times a year. A Nebraska woman. This is a woman out in Nebraska. What are you laughing at?
I thought you meant like Nebraska Avenue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, this is not a street walker on Nebraska.
Well, you said a woman on Nebraska. I was like, was she hooking?
No, I said a woman out in Nebraska.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I didn't say a woman out on Nebraska
so she's in
Avenue.
Omaha or Lincoln or something like that.
So a woman in Nebraska gave birth just 48 hours after she realized that she was pregnant. I don't understand these stories. Or you hear the story about a woman that is in an airplane bathroom or had a stomach ache, and then next thing you know, kids popping out. How is this even possible? I don't understand this. So a Nebraska couple shocked a teacher by the name of Peyton Stover, 23 years of age, gave birth to a child just 48 hours after she found out from doctors that she was pregnant with her first kid.
Okay.
Wait, how old did you say she was?
23.
Oh.
Is she a bigger gal?
So I saw a story once of a woman who didn't know she was pregnant, and she was very large.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, that's the only, right, because you feel the kicks and stuff like that.
I'm looking at a picture of Peyton, and she probably looks bigger than average, but, she's not a huge woman.
She's not an extremely large, morbidly obese woman.
How do you not know?
Well, that's the question. I don't understand these stories.
I can imagine maybe if you just carry in a really weird way, and maybe you
in your butt?
Like really, I don't know.
Baby. I'm all belly.
In the part, if the baby's like placenta is attached to the furthest part of your uterus and towards your back. And then you just maybe you have a chubby belly to begin with. I don't know, because there are things, there's like your body has a monthly cycle that you would kind of maybe notice. Oh, I didn't have my period for 9 months.
Hello. All right. So this woman Stover, 23, in her first year of her teaching job, had no idea she was pregnant. She thought that it was just stress of the job that was making her a little tired. Then her legs swelled. Then she went to the doctor. They ran a test, and they said, "You're positive. You're pregnant." And then they did an ultrasound and like, "Oh, yeah, okay, there's a baby in here." And then 48 hours later, she gives birth. She's like full term.
Well, she had some very high blood pressure, and they took the baby prematurely, 10 weeks premature. Baby's only 4 pounds.
But still, listen, what is that? Was that 2 months? 2 months premature?
She's 6 and change pregnant.
Yeah, you had a viable baby. But how about the women that are full term and they don't realize it? So 48 hours after she found out she's pregnant, then they deliver the baby.
Can you imagine, like, you're looking back the last 6 months of your life, like, oh my gosh, what have I had to drink? How have I been taking? Because there are so many things you have to worry about.
Yeah, what if she was all boozing it up?
Yeah, what if I've been eating soft cheeses? What if I've been eating?
Oh, what's wrong with soft cheeses?
You're not really supposed to eat those when you're pregnant. What if I've been eating
like sushi? I think you're supposed to not eat like raw fish.
Not eat sushi. What's that fish?
Is it like moldy cheeses too, like blue cheese or something, or is it just soft cheeses?
Well, blue cheese is soft.
But
yeah, all right. You know what? Let's go to phones here. Let's just ask the question. Anybody listening, did you not realize you were pregnant and then boom, you're like giving birth? Or have you ever known anybody that had no idea they were pregnant and then suddenly, kid, suddenly, baby, wow. All right, 800-990-1047. These stories just baffle. I just don't know how you don't know that you're pregnant. So they did a C-section. The baby was 4 pounds. Obviously, a viable baby. The baby should be fine.
There's pictures of the baby. It's a beautiful baby boy.
Yeah, but I don't understand this. All right, 800-990-1. Look at the phone's already ringing here. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. See if we can grab a couple of calls here. Any stories of you being pregnant and not even knowing it? And I'm not talking about, 2 months or 3 months, and then you start to get a little bit of a bump and you're gaining weight. Oh, yeah, I realized when I was 3 months. I'm talking about 6, 7, 8, 9 months. And you got a baby in the womb, or maybe it's a friend, a relative, a coworker. And then, like I said, you had no idea you're pregnant, then suddenly, baby.
I mean, the weight gain alone. I remember when my wife was pregnant, I put on like 50 pounds.
You put on the weight.
And she's like, what are you doing?
800. Look at every line is ringing here. All right, let me go to phones here quickly. Kelly's in Spring Hill. Kelly, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Go ahead.
I was on the depot shot, and I went in to go get my 3rd shot and found out that I was pregnant. Went to get an ultrasound. I was 5 months pregnant at the time. Had no clue.
Wow.
I was a very skinny girl. I was 84 pounds, and I was 5 months pregnant. I was carrying very low. I gained a little bit of weight, but no feels whatsoever and no side effects.
And you gave birth, and the kid happy and healthy?
Very healthy, and it was my 2nd child. My 1st child, I had symptoms, the side effects of growing up.
And are you a little more than 84 pounds these days?
I am.
I think that's a good thing.
Okay,
but I am.
Not to be nosy, but when you found out you were 5 months pregnant, were you like doing an inventory of what you've done for the last 5 months that may have been, like, weren't you? I don't know. That's what I would do. I remember when I found out I was pregnant with Taviana, I was like, oh, I ate lionfish a couple weeks ago.
I was terrified because I was on the depot shot. I had 2 shots of depot before I even knew I was pregnant, so I was concerned about that.
Kelly, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right, let me go to Lakeland and Tierra. Tierra, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
We are well. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was in middle school. This was years and years ago, and I was at home watching Maury, and I noticed that I saw one of my guidance counselors. And on the Maury show, it was a series of people that were, oddities, and my guidance counselor, she was pregnant, and she didn't even know.
And meanwhile, she's trying to counsel kids.
Wow, your guidance counselor from school, pregnant and didn't know. How far along was she when she found out?
Well, she ended up having to get on a plane. And I think that something happened, and so she had to have like an emergency landing or something.
Oh, my God. She was like going into labor on the plane, and she didn't even know she was pregnant? And it's your guidance counselor from what, Lakeland High School?
No, it wasn't in high school. It was a middle school.
Okay. All right. Hey, Tierra, thanks for the call. All right, quickly here. I'm running late here, but every line is jammed. Jay in Zephyr Hills, quickly, go.
Yeah, my late wife, Shannon, was actually almost 5 months pregnant, and we found out. And I used to ask the question, how do you not know you're pregnant? But she had always had weight problems, and we found out, and baby came along 3.5 months later, and bam, it happened to us.
Thanks for the story, Jay. Appreciate it. Sarah in Newport Richie, quickly. Sarah, MJ Morning Show, go.
Hi, MJ. Yeah, I'm calling. My niece was actually 37 weeks pregnant when she found out, and she already had 2 kids beforehand.
Jeez. Was she larger or?
No, she was, I'm not going to say very skinny, but she was a decent weight. She was probably maybe like 150, if even.
That's incredible. Thanks for the call. All right, Joy in Clearwater. Joy, MJ Morning Show. Let's go.
Morning. I'm just calling about my daughter-in-law. So she was, before they were married, she was 7 months pregnant, and she got her monthly all the time, didn't even know it, and went to her yearly checkup, and they told her she was 7 months pregnant.
That's crazy. Thanks for the call. All right, Jane in St. Pete. Quickly, Jane, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, this is Jane. Anyway, my neighbor's daughter was coming from Cape Canaveral, and she had really bad cramps, and she told her boyfriend, take me to the hospital, take me to the hospital. She went to the hospital and delivered a baby. But not even that, when she went to see her grandmother the week before, and her grandmother was dying, and on her deathbed, the grandmother looked at her and said, make sure you take care of that baby. And they just thought she was insane, or, because she was dying and had no idea, and she's the one who knew.
That gave me total
and she
goosebumps.
was only
That's crazy.
120 pounds. And she did gain 10 pounds.
Wow.
But for, 120, that was it.
Wow, thank you. All right, one more on this. Look, phones exploded. Carmen, Tampa. Hello, Carmen.
Hi, I love you guys. I was stationed up in Germany in Ramstein, and my friend she ran marathons. This girl was phenomenal body, and she went to the tanning bed, was laying there and looked down and thought she had like a growth or a worm in her stomach.
Ew.
Goes to the doctor, and they're like, you're 7.5 months pregnant, almost 8, and she about flipped. You're
With a
"You're kidding
worm."
me. I run a marathon next month.
Oh, my God.
I don't think you're supposed to be in tanning beds when you're pregnant either.
Carmen, thanks for the call. Look at that. Look at the phones just exploded on that. Again, I don't know how people could be that pregnant and not know. It's like this crazy mystery.
It happens.
8:45 MJ Morning Show, running a little late, but I thought it was well worth it with all those fabulous listeners calling in. All right, we'll get back here in a second. Another one of these passengers sneaking on an airplane. I don't know how that happens either. Also, who ages faster, men or women? New science there. Oh, and Jeffrey Dahmer news. Man, I'll tell you what, that series is spooking the crap out of my wife. All right, hold on. New Jeffrey Dahmer news all on the way. Back in a second. Don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Now, 8:55, MJ and the crew here, and another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show starts right now. Another one of these stories of someone sneaking onto an airplane, and it seems like these are happening more frequently. Shouldn't it happen less frequently? You'd think that security would get better. How does it happen? How does that? Someone snuck onto a Delta flight. A person snuck onto a plane. Apparently, passengers said that the Delta pilot came onto the PA system and said, ladies and gentlemen, what are you laughing at?
I love your...
I don't think it goes...
It's pretty close. I mean, you know what that... As soon as you make that sound, you know you're going to do a pilot or breaker 19.
I don't know. Hang on a minute. Where's my airplane beeps?
It's like bing, bing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my little ding-dong airplane beeps over here. You know, anyway, and it's here somewhere. Hey, find my airplane beeps. So the pilot comes on the PA system. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain speaking. We're going to have to go back to the gate. We've got an unauthorized passenger on the airplane that snuck on without a ticket. Happened at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Happened on Monday. The a passenger who spoke to Channel 2 up in Atlanta didn't want to be identified and said that the flight was getting ready to take off when they went back to the gate, and the police and the TSA came onto the plane and removed a man. The passenger said, quote, I was like, oh, Lordy.
I would be the same way.
Yeah. I hope there's not a bomb on the plane. Well, yeah, good idea. How does this happen? So the aircraft goes back to the gate. Security's there. And a lot of the passengers were saying, yeah, this is pretty scary. The passenger that this other person was talking about, the unauthorized passenger, the pilot announced that everyone would have to get off the plane, taken to a secure area, undergo a full security sweep. Man, that'll jam you up for a couple of hours. That'll screw up the where you got to be. Crews eventually determined that that they didn't have to do a deeper security sweep, so they were able to take off. But still, they got delayed for quite some time. Yes, Fester.
No, I'm just thinking, what a hassle. We have Chris calling in, who's a Delta employee.
Oh, good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, hold on, Chris. I'll be right there. A Delta airline spokesman said that the airline is not commenting on the incident. Well, why don't you comment? How does somebody get on the plane without a ticket? I mean, I travel a lot.
Well, I've done it before.
What?
Yeah, I've done it before.
You've done what before?
I've gotten on a plane that I did not have a ticket to be on that plane for.
How the hell did that happen? Why does all kinds of weird crap happen to you?
When I was flying.
Were you with Doug by any chance?
No.
No. Yeah, don't talk over the jingle. I'll play it.
And Doug.
Are your headphones even on? Do you
Yeah,
listen?
no, they're on. Stop playing it. Okay, so I was on a flight from Phoenix I was going to California. And
where in California?
I can't think of the name right now, but it's a famous name where they do the golf tournament. It's just not in my head right now.
Palm Springs?
No,
Pebble Beach?
Yes.
So you were flying into San Francisco?
No, I was flying to an airport that is
San
closer to
Jose?
Pebble. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay, but anyways, in that vicinity.
Okay.
And so I got on the wrong plane because I was on my cell phone. I was talking on the phone.
Would you end up in a different state?
No, because I got on the plane and this woman came up to me and the flight attendant came up to me and she said, you're on the wrong plane. Or she said, you're not in this seat. And I was like, no, look, this is my seat. Look, this is my seat. So
you gave her your boarding pass and it was like you were on the wrong plane going to the wrong city?
Yes. And this was...
How did you get on? How did they...
2006-ish maybe?
Still, but they still scanned your ticket at the gate. How did you get on the plane?
Because we had to walk out onto the tarmac to get onto the plane, and I guess there were choices. I guess you could have gone to,
okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I've been to those things, like maybe like at Charlotte, some of the airports where they have all the commuter planes all around, and you've got like gate E10, and then there are 9 different flights.
Right.
Yeah, I've done that before. I know I've never gotten on the wrong plane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't I feel like the idiot for trying to argue that I was in the right seat? Right seat, wrong plane.
That's crazy. Anyway, Delta not commenting, but I want to know, and that's Delta's home base. You know, Delta is based in Atlanta. Hang on, Chris says he works for Delta. Hey, Chris, I'm flying Delta this weekend. I'm flying this weekend. All right, so Chris, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, I've actually called him before. I'm New York City, based in LaGuardia.
So are you a flight attendant?
No, I work on the ground, and I'm also the one in the TV industry.
Oh, that's
I
right.
remember you. Yeah, I thought I recognized that
that's
voice.
right. All right, so you work at LaGuardia. How's that new terminal?
It's okay. It's nice. Cosmetically, it's nice. For the employees, they really didn't put a lot of thought into it. So our break rooms, there's literal cameras inside of our break rooms.
Oh, wow.
With microphones. So
that sucks.
Personal conversation. It does suck.
All right, so what are your thoughts on this person in Atlanta getting on the plane earlier this week? How does that happen?
It's actually easier than you could expect.
All right, how is it? All right, tell me, how is it easy to get on a flight when you don't have a ticket?
Well, one time when I first started at Delta, I was doing like a Charleston flight, and I was printing out someone's ticket. And there was a guy on the flight with a similar last name to someone else on the flight. Like, we'll say last name was uncommon, like Lipschitz. So there was like 2 Lipschitz on the flight. One was Coach. Right.
You had to pick that name, right?
Of all the names.
I know. But one was in coach, one was in first class. Same first name, same last name. The only difference was the birth date. And so I print out this guy's ticket, and I said, "You're sitting in." He's like, "Oh, no, I'm in first class." And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, there's 2 people with your unique last name and your name. That's one way, because they get the wrong ticket and they board the flight. Or there are ways, sometimes people just get the wrong ticket in general because their name is like last name Low.
All right.
And then they're going to like Detroit, and then they're meant to go to Austin, and they end up in Detroit. That's happened before. We get that briefing all the time.
Yeah, you remember there was that lady like in Chicago, that one lady that she's like that serial scammer that just constantly like got through security and, you know, no ticket and even managed to get through TSA and all that stuff. Hey, Chris, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. But I would like to know the logistics on this case, on how you're about ready to take off from Atlanta, and it's ladies and gentlemen, we got to go back to the gate, and then how'd they figure out that someone even got on? What was the indicator that triggered that as the plane is about to turn on the runway, we got to go back to the terminal because we got somebody on the plane that's not supposed to be here?
Seat assignment.
So something triggered it. All right, what do you think? Who ages faster, men or women?
Well, in this room, it's definitely men.
That's true.
That's the nicest thing you've said today, Fester, to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I actually, this is a very complicated answer because the answer is...
Sit back. It's very complicated.
Is that women try
Can I
harder
put on my
not
smoking?
to age.
Can I put on my smoking
Yes,
jacket?
Please do. Get
And
comfortable.
let me grab an old-fashioned
monocle
and a monocle.
Well,
What am I,
give
Mr.
my
Peanut over here? All right, go ahead.
dissertation. Yes, you are. So women, actually, we try harder not to. We do things to make ourselves not. We use all the creams and stuff that you guys don't do, probably. And so we try not
Fester
to.
uses the creams. It happens to be double stuff. It's the Oreo.
And I don't eat it.
But you men are so lucky because something about our society views you as aging better and aging like fine wine and all of that. Like you guys look better with
Is that anywhere near your answer?
bald heads and gray hair. Yeah, that's it. That's my answer.
You'd look great with a bald head, Roxanne.
How about just...
This is the second time today, you guys. You guys want her to shave her head?
Listen, I want her to go as 11 from Stranger Things for Halloween.
I mean, that would be awesome.
I still can't believe Halloween's on a freaking Monday this year.
Well, guess what?
That ought to be banned.
It's going to be on Tuesday the next year. That's going to be terrible.
That ought to be banned. Halloween on a Monday.
Boo.
That ought to be illegal.
Yeah.
But in 2023, we have Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day on Friday, so that's good.
All right, so men age faster than women, and by their 50s, male bodies are as much as 4 biological years older than the female of the same age. This is according to a brand new study just revealed in the Journals of Gerontology, Series A. I don't know what the hell that means, but that's what it is.
Sounds
And
official.
The gap apparently is evident in younger men and already exists in men in their 20s. A rare study design compares how rapidly men and women in opposite sex twin pairings aged. So they were even looking at like twin pairings. So there you have it. It is biologically proven now that men age faster than women. Hey,
just in your bodies or your minds or both?
They're saying physically, so it's bodies. But listen, I think with brains, I think that varies as well. Why are some people sharp as a tack at 93, and then you got some people that start drifting and losing their mental acuity when they're 75? Why is that? All right. Speaking of Halloween, heads up, it's going to happen. You're going to see a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer Halloween costumes this year because of the Netflix thing.
I mean, all you need to really is the glasses and some 70s clothes, right?
You need all those old Justin Bieber wigs.
You need to bring. You know what? You need to get a little mini fridge, and you need to drag a mini fridge with a head inside around.
Did you see the new another episode, MJ? Have you seen the Casey Kasem clip yet?
No, not yet. Michelle and I, we were going to watch again last night, but didn't get a chance to hear this sound last night. No. Yeah, so maybe tonight, but Dahmer is scaring the crap out of Michelle. So she's like getting apprehensive. Hey, you want to watch another episode of Dahmer? We're on 1.5. We're on episode 2, and we're halfway through episode 2.
You haven't even gotten started in it yet.
I'm trying to finish up 2, and maybe tonight. We'll see. But I've been seeing little indicators, and I guess pictures are showing up on social media of people testing out their Jeffrey Dahmer costume. Here's a kid. Do you really want to see a 9-year-old kid trick-or-treating at your door dressed up like Jeffrey Dahmer?
It's funny.
I have an image of a kid that looks like he's 10, and this is on Twitter, and the kid is wearing like this creepy button-down shirt. He's got like that blonde Jeffrey Dahmer hair wig on. Oh, Fester just found it.
This is hysterical.
And he's holding up a booking card that says Milwaukee County. It says Sheriff's Department, and it's got like a booking number on it. The kid and he's got little facial hair going. The kid's 9 or 10 years old, and he's dressed like Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's pretty funny.
This is a winner. The kid wins.
Disturbing, but funny.
Just a heads up, folks. Apparently, the Jeffrey Dahmer costume is going to be hot this year. And somebody on Twitter also said, hey, what's the big deal? I dressed as Dahmer last year.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of Dahmer movies.
He's been consistently a popular choice for a ghoul.
I have never had Jeffrey Dahmer. Never ever. Go get Pat. Can you grab Pat and see if he can come down here? Apparently, with 75 southbound, closed at 301. Is that what we're hearing? Andrew's going. In fact, you don't have to go anywhere. Andrew's going to get him. So, Andrew, turn your mic on. What was it? Latest is what? What southbound?
75 southbound to 301. Pat is on his way.
Okay. So we've got here comes Pat, our traffic guy. Grab mic 4, would you please?
All right, come around, Pat.
Pat, come on over here. Grab mic 4. Hang on.
Here we go.
Breaking traffic news. Ladies and gentlemen, let's grab a live traffic update here on the MJ Morning Show. To the traffic center, here's Pat. What's going on?
As bad as it could possibly be. 75 southbound.
As bad as it could possibly be?
At least 6 vehicles involved. And one of the vehicles looks like, where the bums sleep up underneath the interstate. One of the vehicles went up that. Looks like we have an overturned vehicle. You can't tell because it's dark underneath that overpass. But it's closed at the Leroy Selman. They're forcing you off southbound. And the accident is south of that at 301. And this is going to be with us for a while.
Are there fatalities?
Unknown right now.
Unknown. Southbound I-75 at 301. So they're taking you off
at the crosstown.
The Leroy Selman crosstown, where you kind of cut over there. You get into that side arrangement of lanes. They're taking you off there.
Yeah, and another problem with this, all that relief activity that's still going down toward Fort Myers, it's going to mess up all of that too.
Jeez, why can't people just drive? All right, thanks, Pat. Let us know. We're on the air for another, 40 minutes or so. Let us know if anything else develops.
Yeah, southbound is backed up at 301 all the way back to almost I-4.
All right, so Jeffrey Dahmer, man, I've never had a kid trick-or-treat at my place for Halloween dressed as Jeffrey Dahmer. Hey, I got to be honest about something, though. Monday Night Halloween, I don't know. I'm not hanging outside on a Monday night. I got stuff to do. I got to prepare for the show.
Oh, please. You got to give out
What do
some
you
candy.
mean, probably? What is that?
Give out candy.
Yeah.
Well, a candy bucket.
I have the kids convinced we're going to your neighborhood this year, MJ. Because
No, I'm not. You're not coming to mine. I'm
It's all
sorry.
right.
Oh my
I just
God.
need to park. So I'm just pulling the driveway. We're going to hit your neighborhood because 2 years
Why
ago,
this neighborhood?
Because 2 years ago, the lady across the street gave out full-size bars, and it's all my kid talks about.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of neighbors that do the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full-size bars, and it was
Yep.
like the first Halloween after COVID, and the very kind woman, she's like, just take the one you touch. And my son Hudson just like body slams the table and walked out with all of them.
Hey, speaking of Halloween, I haven't seen this commercial, but I saw it the other day. Listen to this. This is a Reese's peanut butter cup commercial.
Here's a good Halloween trick. Buy a bunch of Reese's. There you go. Turn off all the lights in your house. Yeah. And then you just don't answer the door. Not sorry, Reese's.
Not sorry, Reese's. So wait a minute. They're suggesting that you hose the kids? They're suggesting you turn off the light like you're a sex offender? And they're suggesting you go to the store, you buy a whole bunch of Reese's, and then on Halloween you turn off the light, you don't answer the door, and then you eat all the Reese's yourself. So you screw over the kids.
What a glutton.
So I think Not Sorry has been their advertising line for a while
I've
now.
seen that. I just haven't seen that commercial with the not sorry about not answering your door and shoving all the Reese's down your gullet yourself.
That's clever.
Reese's is one of the best.
Yeah, it really is good.
Oh, and incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Jeffrey Dahmer and Netflix, did you see this? Dahmer is now the second biggest Netflix series ever.
What, behind Squid Games?
Or
Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
Why do people want to torture themselves watching that?
I don't think it's good enough to be second.
I know you've only watched an episode and a half.
Number 2.
Watch at the disturbing amount of Crush Soda and Budweiser. The product placement.
Oh, I've already seen. I don't think. That's
okay.
not. I don't think Budweiser and Orange Crush paid to be in the
Me
serial
neither.
killer
No,
movie.
He drinks different beers.
Okay, it's not product placement in the sense that they advertise, hey, look, we're Dahmer's
Yeah,
favorite.
why would they want to associate
But
with that?
every soda he drinks is a Crush.
All he
I've never
drinks is
seen so many
beer.
cans of Crush. And every beer is a Budweiser.
Is Crush still around?
Yeah, that was when I was a kid. That was a big deal. Orange Crush, Orange Crush, Orange Crush.
Yeah, but every time he opens the fridge and gets a drink, it's one of the two.
All he does is drink beer.
Except when he's trying to, lace dudes' drinks, and usually that's whiskey.
Yet he's super fit.
Hey, what's the stuff floating around in my beer? That was episode 1.
Yeah, why would you drink that?
Wait, somebody actually saw stuff in their beer?
In episode 1,
the stuff floating around on the top.
The black dude that got away from Dahmer in episode 1, Dahmer has him back at the apartment, and it starts with like the end of Dahmer, and then it goes backward.
Yeah.
And that's episode number 1. And the guy is in Dahmer's apartment, and Dahmer's giving him a beer, and the guy's like, hey, what's this floating on top of here? It's
Just
like
dish soap.
It's that's what he said.
And he goes, all right, and he drinks it anyway.
Drinks it.
Disgusting.
Would you
What?
drink a
What?
glass full of soapy beer?
And what it was undissolved knockout
Yeah.
pill. It was undissolved medication to knock the guy out. So Dahmer could then dissect him and eat him. And the guy, oh yeah, what's this floating in here? Oh, probably just dish. And the guy just drinks it anyway.
All right, I don't mind any dish soap.
You know what? I don't need just give me a can. Let me open up my own can.
That was Tracy Edwards. That was his name.
The guy?
The guy who escaped. Yeah.
That was his real name?
Yeah. Well, remember he didn't bar. Hi, my name's
Yeah.
Tracy. His name is Tracy Edwards.
Anyways.
Gonna make a move tonight, big boy.
Yeah. So Dahmer is now the second most popular series of all time on Netflix, behind the 4th season of Stranger Things. Yep.
Wow. People love serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
This takes it to 701,000,037 hours viewed in the first 3 weeks. That is a lot of flipping hours watched. For context, Stranger Things 4 had 1.35 billion hours watched in just the first month. So hey, this This Dahmer thing, man, is an absolute phenomenon. It's scaring the bejesus out of Michelle. She's having nightmares, and I'm just, she's like, I don't know. She's like, okay, yeah, we'll watch it, but then she's like saying it's scaring the crap out of her. Okay. And we're only in episode and a half.
Why do so many people love to watch it? Because I will not watch it. That's not something that, I don't watch a lot of TV anyways. I don't have time. But why do you love to watch it, MJ and Fester?
Hold on, I'm not saying I love to. It's not like it's my favorite pastime. It's not like, why do I love to scuba dive? Why do I love to ski? I mean, you're making it sound. Why do I love Dahmer?
It's your free time. Your free time is precious.
No, it does, but that doesn't comport. It's separate. It's just there's a big buzz on the Dahmer series. I was certainly fascinated by the whole Jeffrey Dahmer story, that he was able to do what he did for like 17 years and getting away with it. That the guy was killing dudes in his apartment, had like all kinds of smells coming out of there and crap in the fridge and a big old barrel of acid with body parts inside.
I'm
in his bedroom.
I'm of a certain age where now they're making documentaries about events that I completely remember and was alive for.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm watching something that happened before I was born.
Chowchilla.
I don't know about Chowchilla.
Chowchilla.
What's Chowchilla?
The bus incident.
Really?
The guy that kidnapped all the kids on the bus and then buried the bus underground?
I remember hearing about that, but what year was that?
Chowchilla, 1976, 75.
So, like,
type it. Hey, Roxanne, are you typing in Chowchilla?
Yes. How do you spell that again?
Chowchilla.
CHOWCHILLA.
Yeah, I think it's Chowchilla.
So, like,
just type in Chowchilla bus incident. And I think it was like 1975.
Kidnapping.
So when you think about, I'm in my mid-40s.
Yeah, you got to type in bus.
1976.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think my first guess was 76.
I'm in my mid-40s,
Yeah.
so all these Ted Bundy documentaries I think of as before my time. But then
Jessica and the Will documentary.
Did that.
I'm waiting for that one.
I remember that.
I got to move along here. When you return a rental car,
my wife can't leave fast enough.
what do you go through? When you return a rental car, let's talk about the procedure.
Okay.
You drive your rental car into the return drive at whatever facility. Typically, it's an airport. What do you do?
You know what my beef is with returning rental cars? Is when you drive through, it's so dark in there and you can't see anything. And so you can't get all of your, necessarily, you'll leave something in the car. So I always make us stop at a gas station or somewhere else and gather everything and check the whole entire car and then go into the airport parking lot to return it because it's too dark.
Okay, gotcha. And when you return the car,
Yes.
do you return it yourself, Roxanne, or is Doug ever with you?
It's
And Doug.
I don't know that I've ever hated any jingle we've had more than I hate that one.
All right, let me tell you what you got to do. You got to make sure you don't leave personal belongings behind,
yes.
including a kid.
Okay, my point exactly.
All right,
All right,
really,
honey, looks like we got everything. Let's go.
ladies and gentlemen, it's a Florida story. It's a Hertz rental Florida story.
Oh my gosh. Was it an airport location or like one of the...
Here we go. Daytona Beach International Airport. Employees at Hertz at Daytona Beach. A kid was left in the back seat for a vehicle that was returned on Monday. A toddler. The Volusia County Sheriff's deputies at the airport were called to the Hertz rental lot around 6 p.m. after one of the employees told authorities a toddler was found in a locked vehicle in the car return lot.
That's no good.
When deputies arrived, they found that the employee was holding the child, whose face was warm and streaked with dried tears. The toddler was breathing normally. The kid was just under the age of 2, was scared and hot, in good health. According to officials, the vehicle was returned at approximately 5:13 p.m., about 45 minutes earlier. When airport staff tried to reach out to the driver, the calls were unsuccessful. But a call came in from the child's mother, who had just learned the child's grandfather left the toddler in the rental car, not at his home as he had told her. I'm thinking that maybe grandpa should not be driving anymore.
You think?
What do you oh, my God.
I mean, he could probably still drive. He just can't really, watch the children. Sorry, Pops.
Can you think of a jingle here?
For
Grandpa
leaving kids in the car?
Well, we have this.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old
mistake.
Left the kid.
Hold on. Return the car to the rental lot. In the back seat was a tot.
Oh, that works.
Oh, that was there we go.
Tater tot?
All right.
Yeah, it was an all-right tater tot.
I mean, you got to specify.
Through interviews and airport security footage, detectives confirmed that 62-year-old David Towner, that's not even that old.
Yeah, that's not old at all.
Grandpa, 62, of Port Orange, was babysitting his granddaughter for the day, left her in the rental car when he returned it. I'm guessing Grandpa's not going to be watching granddaughter anymore. I think that's probably the end of that deal.
He's a forgetful fella.
Yeah, authorities said that Mr. Towner was remorseful and cooperative with the deputies, but was charged with 1 count of child neglect and was transported. He was cuffed and stuffed and taken off to the Volusia County Branch Jail. Temperature in the unshaded parking lot at the time was about 80 degrees, but listen, cars will heat up. Child was then returned to her mother. The Department of Children and Families was notified, so they're going to do a follow-up investigation. And the Hertz employees involved in the incident will receive citizens' awards for their actions.
That's nice.
Wow. A plaque maybe or a badge?
Maybe a certificate. Unframed.
Maybe a trophy.
How the hell do you leave? Listen, we have all these sad stories where, a parent drives to work. They were supposed to drop the kid off at daycare. And, there have been some terrible stories about that.
All right, I got one.
But
I got one.
You got one?
I'm on the fence about it, but here we go.
Here we go.
Old man returns the rental car. Kid in the back seat didn't get too far.
Can you do it on beat?
Yeah.
No, I can't. I mean,
Dude,
I can.
That is like totally off beat.
I'm the writer, not the singer.
Yeah. Got another one?
No, I was. I tell you,
Roxanne, do you have one?
You want to follow mine up?
Okay, this is off the cuff. Here we go.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Roxanne.
Returning from a family trip, keep your kid with you. That's just a tip.
Man, you can't carry a tune.
That was good. I thought that was the best.
I mean, I like the lyric.
See, you know what Froggy's doing right now?
I don't.
Froggy's complimenting Roxanne to take the heat off of him because he's the only stooge that hasn't done one.
Froggy doesn't have a song.
I ain't no stooge.
Do one.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Go.
The kid got stuck in the parking lot. That is not good.
Suddenly mine is like great.
All right, we're taking a break.
Mine is fantastic now. Thank you, Froggy.
All right, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is...
I need to talk to you about some things during the break. So.
Oh, God.
You need to talk to me about things during the break? Having to do with what?
The jingle. The texters in the jingle.
Oh, you mean the Roxanne jingle?
No, don't play it. Don't hit it.
All right,
People hate it.
All right. Back in a second, ladies and gentlemen. It's the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Final chunk of the show is next. All right, latest with this... 9:33, MJ with Fester and Roxanne and Froggy. And some of the remaining moments on the show will be spent with the analysis of Kanye West's brain. So hold on, we'll deal with that here in just a matter of moments. Hey, you know what else that we have to talk about? I saw this. Someone sent me a link. I did not see this on TV. I didn't see it on their website. But someone sent me a link to a local Fox 13 story. And people know that I love pizza. I am, listen, I've been critiquing pizza since before that putz from Barstool. What's that guy's name?
Oh, El Presidente? He's the best. Dave Fortnoy?
Dave Fortnoy, whatever it is. Listen.
So jealous.
No, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, the guy is like a buffoon.
I agree with all of his thoughts. Chuck E. Cheese pizza is amazing.
He has no idea what he's talking about. Anyway, so somebody sent me, I've been very vocal about pizza since I started broadcasting, because I've been a pizza fanatic since I was a little kid. Now, the Fox 13 little story someone sent me was Safety Harbor Pizzeria boasts best pie in the country.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, I think I've been to this place. When you say the name, I'll recognize
Better than
it.
Emo's?
Nona's Slice House?
Nope, haven't been there.
Think I've been there. Nope, I haven't.
Sounds like a butcher.
Nope, I thought you were going to say Papa John's. Thought you were going to say Marco's.
I love Marco's
I
meatball
thought you
pizza.
were going to say Hungry Howie's.
All right, Marco's is a really good pizza for what it is.
Yes.
I have never had a Marco's pizza. Anyway, listen, I'm very picky. I consider only, if I were to come up with a percentage, I only find 5% of pizza acceptable for my palate. 5%. That's it.
Oh, you're such a pizza. You know what? You're becoming a real food diva.
I mean,
with pizza, ice cream, cookies.
Let's not mix the words up. There has to be more than 5% that's edible.
I mean, give me a break. There's a lot of good pizza out there.
What I say is when food sucks or if I don't like something, it is not worth the calories.
Yeah.
It's not. And I'll take a bite out of something and I'll...
Because you'd rather drink your calories.
Wow.
No, what are you talking about?
That's
myself.
You're projecting.
Conjecture.
You're talking about yourself.
Projection.
No, it's conjecture, Froggy.
That's confecture.
It's not a sugar.
So I get this story. The owner of Nona's Slice Shop, Safety Harbor, when were they named and where? 2011. Well, that's 11 years ago. Wait a minute. Why is this story coming out now?
Because Nona just picked up the phone.
Nona only, let's see, the owner, House Safety Harbor, world champion pizza acrobat. His pizza margarita won best in the country in 2011.
Wow.
According to whom? Anyway, the margarita pizza, I know the history of the margarita pizza. You know, I've been to Napoli many, many times. I go to Napoli in Italy just to get pizza. I will drive to Caiazzo to go to Pepe and Grani, for instance.
But you won't pay the fine.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. I got to try this. You know what? I've never heard of Safety Harbor's Nona Pizza or Nona's Slice House.
Yeah, well, how often are you in Safety Harbor? It's right there in downtown Main Street.
I know. I'm not in Safety Harbor very frequently unless I need to go get some sponges to louver my body.
I haven't been there since my wedding.
No, that's Tarpon Springs.
That's Tarpon
Okay.
Springs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Sponge dot.
Wow.
I think
That's what happens when you live in Southampton.
Yeah.
You never go north of Kennedy.
No, nothing of us over in Pinellas County. I know of Pizzeria Gregario. That was the one I was thinking of in Safety Harbor. That's pretty
You're
good.
just going to put it down. It's not going to be good enough for your palate.
No, I'm looking at the picture. It actually looks pretty good, but I think that I am, when it comes to pizza critique, I think I'm in the absolute upper echelon of, and I love all kinds of pizza. I love a square. I love great Neapolitan. And, people that call their pizza Neapolitan, it's not really a true Neapolitan like you're at Pepe and Grani or you're at a Pizza da Michela in Napoli or Pizza Brandi.
Nobody's been to these places in Napoli.
Or Gino Sorbillo or Starita, for instance.
In Juventus.
Well, I'll go to a dangerous part of town in Napoli at night to go get a great pizza like at Starita.
Who's the little guy? Let's rub him.
Let's just start with the guy.
All right, so I gotta make a point. Whoever sent this to me, and I threw the email away, but thanks for the link. And I've got to get to Nona's Slice House. because I got to be honest, the pictures I'm looking at look pretty darn good.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you think you're so gifted at this? Is it because you were blessed with special taste buds, or is it because you just eat so much pizza like an absolute glutton?
I'm a pizza aficionado.
If you're such an aficionado, start reviewing videos. Let's see your genius.
Then you're going to say that I'm ripping off David Fartnoy. What's his name?
That could be your name, David Fartnoy Review.
Oh my God! If your name was Fartnoy,
what's that guy's name?
I think it's Portnoy.
No, but what's his first name?
David.
Is it Dave? All right.
Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, from the Barstool guy. All right. I've been critiquing pizza forever. I didn't
His
think
videos are great when the no arm guy comes by. Have you seen that?
Remember?
Hang on. I got to grab line 1 here. Hi. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi. This is Levi Lloyd.
Yes, Levi Lloyd. What can I do for you here on the MJ Morning Show?
Yeah, so I am still waiting on my picture that Fester sent in.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Levi.
Yeah, Levi Lloyd
I am the missing link.
No, Levi Lloyd was the wrong address. I got wrong. We talked about it
Did
on
you
Friday.
remail it?
Yeah, I put it out. It was
when?
Friday after the show. So it either went out Friday after the show or Monday on outgoing mail here at the radio station.
Levi, you ought to have it any day now. Do me a favor. Call back the minute you get Fester's nude shower photo, okay?
Awesome. Hey, I just want to say thank you guys so much for that, and I'm going to add that to my autograph collection.
Now, Levi ordered 2.
Oh, so you sent them back out too?
No, I sent him the same envelope, but just in a different envelope and re-addressed it.
Hey, Levi, let us know when you get the image, okay?
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys.
All right, thanks, you.
Levi.
All right,
Lever jeans.
We got to deal with Kanye West.
He's really going down a dark path, this Kanye.
I have always said, Fester, what have I always said about Kanye West? Going back years ago, going back to when the MJ Morning Show was on years ago when we had our first incarnation.
You love him.
What did I always say about Kanye West?
That he is a very rational, well thought out individual who's wildly talented and just misunderstood by an oppressive society.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
But, he's always out there, man. But he's always been out there.
Listen, I think the guy's mentally ill. I people that are mentally ill, I have empathy for them. Please get the help you need. But I think Kanye West has a screw loose. I think there's something wrong with the guy. And he did an interview with Fox News' Tucker Carlson, but now there's a controversy that Tucker Carlson and Fox are being accused of editing out some of the crazy crap that he said so they didn't make him look crazy. And to me, that's exactly.
Tucker Carlson's on TV?
Yeah, I don't watch. I
swear to God, I didn't know.
Here, listen.
I was biting my tongue on my political opinion because I thought it would be better for my children. And now you look up, and my kids are going to a school that teaches black kids a complicated Kwanzaa. I prefer my kids knew Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering. Kwanzaa doesn't, so they don't teach even Christmas itself, Christ Mass.
Was he? That was like a trope, though, the financial engineering and Hanukkah, and then, hang on, he's not done yet.
Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics, with the KKK to control the Jew population. When I say Jew, I mean the 12 lost tribes of Judah, the blood of Christ, who the people known as the race black really are. This is who our people are, the blood of Christ. This, as a Christian, is my belief.
So Fox News, they cut a lot of this stuff out. Someone leaked
Wait,
some
this
of these.
is the stuff they took out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Think about us judging each other on how white we could talk would be like, a Jewish person judging another Jewish person on how good they danced or something. I mean, that's probably like a bad example when people are going to get mad at that. But another thing that they do, I probably want to edit that out in front of that like that.
What? All right, so the stuff leaked because Fox News is being accused now of not really presenting the interview in reality, and that it was presented in a sanitized version to not demonstrate that Kanye is out of his freaking mind, and that Tucker's got a thing for Kanye for some reason. I don't know what it is.
A good thing or a bad thing?
Kanye West, a good thing.
Okay.
Remember he used to love wearing that red hat and stuff?
Kanye West also is pushing conspiracy theories that actors were hired to sexualize his children.
What?
I mean, it's just like Looney Tune stuff. Kanye West is not well.
What's he
Kanye West,
doing?
he is not a well individual.
He's going to lose his family. It's going insane.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the guy. Anything else when we get out of here today, guys?
Yeah, Kanye West is just a misunderstood artist who's quite possibly one of the perennial brains of our generation.
What the hell are you talking about?
He's nuts.
The guy's out of his freaking mind is what he is.